gentlemen, welcome to the UIL 5A Division I Football State Championship Playoffs. We are on Merkelbach Field at the Georgetown ISD Athletic Complex. A special welcome is extended to our friends from Dripping Springs for today's 5A Division I by-district playoff game. The performances you will see tonight are the result of many hours of preparation. The teams, trainers, bands, drill teams, cheerleaders have worked long hours for your entertainment and appreciation. Please encourage them by your cheers, applause, and your good sportsmanship. These students, along with their coaches, represent their school with pride and honor. The game will be conducted according to the rules of the University Interscholastic League. The officials were selected with the consent of both schools. We'd like to remind you that the possession or use of alcoholic beverages, all forms of tobacco, all vaporizing products, and illegal drugs is prohibited on all school property and is grounds for removal from the stadium. For the safety of the participants and in accordance with Georgetown ISD, UIL, and state COVID-19 guidelines, only authorized personnel are allowed on the field of play at any time.
All right, here we go. Thanks, Sasha. And set.
The officials for this afternoon's game are from the Austin Football Officials Association, a chapter of the Texas Association of Sports Officials. The referee, Mike Kelly. The umpire, Jerry Barrett. Head linesman is Fred Osuna. The line judge, Dan Morgan. The side judge, Edward Johnson. Field judge is Tony Miller. The back judge, Ricky Williams. The game clock timer is Abel Gutierrez, and the 40-second clock timer is Pamela Williams. Starting offense for the Dripping Springs Tigers will look like this. Offensive tackle number 74, C.J. Neppendorf. Tackle number 75, Kyle Curry. The offensive guards, number 76, Brendan Kelly. And number 55, Valentino Vasalas. The center, number 72, Jack Masters. The tight end, number 22, Wyatt Lexman. Wide receivers, number 15, Cameron Mann. Number 11, Noah Lawyer. Number 7, Karen Duncan. The running back, number 14, Preston Alford. The quarterback, number 16, Austin Novosad.
Drop that yellow, you need to figure through that on your own at least twice before we play it again. All right. Go ahead, grab a seat, please.
The starting defense for the Dripping Springs Tigers, the defensive end, number 32, Liam Dahl. The other end, number 36, Johnny Martinez. The nose guard, number 94, Steven Ansamana.
Come on down.
The linebackers, number 21, Carter King. Number 6, Hunter Pinpoint. Number 26, Spencer Dance. And number 24, Luke Lawyer. The cornerbacks, number 10, Gunnar Betts. And number 5, B.J. Howe. The safeties, number 14, Preston Alford, and number 3, Shell Hudson. The starting offense for your Georgetown Eagles, at right tackle, number 56, Josh Palmer. At right guard, number 54, Brian Hargrove. At center, number 58, Jacob Estrada. At left guard, number 79, Trey Flores. At left tackle, number 50, Connor Heffernan. The tight end, number 80, Jake McCown. The skill positions, at wide receiver, number 88, Cade Lachlan. At wide receiver, number 3, Brandon Bradford. The slot receiver, number 85, Cole Petter. The slot receiver, number 4, Tyler Fithian. The running back, number 30, Nate Denny. At fullback, number 16, Tyler Hawkins. And the quarterback, number 8, Darson Herman. The starting Eagles defense will look like this. The ends, number 57, Jacob Noel. The nose tackle, number 51, Hector Montoya. The bandit, number 48, Colton Washington. The linebackers, number 33, Hunter Springer. Number 7, Noah Maylow. And number 31, Emmanuel Obina. In the secondary, the safety, number 18, Trent McConnell. The other safety, number 20, Sal De La Rosa. The nickel, number 41, Aiden Valencia. At quarterback, number 13, Aaron Bazell. And at quarterback, number 6, Nick Grasso. I'd like to introduce you to the 2021 Georgetown High School Varsity Eagle Cheerleaders. The spirit of GHS, senior and captain and NCAA All-American Kennedy Bailey. Senior captain and NCAA All-American Samantha Bautista. Junior co-captain and NCAA All-American Madeline Kettner. Sophomore co-captain and NCAA All-American Allie Seaback. Senior Macon Boyce. Senior Carson Cunningham. Senior Kendall Fry. Senior Reese Johnson. Senior Bella Rodriguez. Senior and NCAA All-American Gabby Sarter. Senior Anna Welch. Junior and NCAA All-American Jake Anderson. Junior and NCAA All-American Jessica All. Junior Chase Cockrell. Junior Aaliyah Dean. Junior Savannah Epstein. Junior Hannah Ledko. Junior Macy Letters. Junior Megan Payne. And your senior mascot, Georgie. gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise for the playing of the Georgetown High School school song. And you can take your seats as we await the arrival of both teams to the field.
After 22 days of game cancellation, Thanksgiving, and everything in between, it is finally time for the playoffs here at GISD Stadium, Birkelbach Field. I'm Carl Schoening along with Kelly Duvall and David England. Our producer is Cole Smith, and this is an audio-only broadcast. We bring you a little bit of video here. We'll also have the halftime show aired live here to honor the seniors who were robbed of a senior day without the Weiss game. But I bring in my broadcast partners for the day, Kelly Duvall, David England. We'll start with you, Kelly. It's been a little while. I haven't seen you since the Pflugerville game.
Yeah, 20-something days since we got to broadcast a high school football game, and I'm excited to be here today. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here at Georgetown ISD Athletic Complex, and probably one of the top playoff matchups in the area today.
And David, I know you've been itching to get back in the booth. What's going to be your favorite part of this game today?
I think this is going to be a high-powered offensive shootout. It's great to see everybody from the stands here in Georgetown, and even on the dripping spring side, people are starting to show up. Georgetown's wearing their Eagle Blue uniforms, the all-blue playoff uniforms, but I think some of the keys today is going to be Georgetown's going to need to run the ball to keep the ball away from the high-powered Dripping Springs offense.
Yeah, Dripping Springs comes into this ball game with quite the unbalanced offense. They average 245 yards in the air per game and 123 yards on the ground. A big name you'll be hearing is a do-it-all athlete who is committed to Texas on a baseball scholarship, Cameron O'Bannon. He's a receiver, he's the backup quarterback, and he also can play defensive back in a pinch, and he's going to be the Dripping Springs Tiger that you hear a good amount of. And also a sophomore quarterback, Austin Novosad, is going to be the man behind center this afternoon between Georgetown and Dripping Springs. And Kelly, I think this is certainly an opportunity for the Georgetown defense that has really found its stride since they were known as the comeback kids earlier on in the season to really be somebody who holds everything down since the first few games of the season.
Yeah, the defensive backs are going to get a test today, so we'll see how well they perform. Earlier in the season, we've talked about it throughout the season, but the coach was worried about the defensive line. But this defense has really started to gel, and they look good. And I'm excited to see what they do today against a really good Dripping Springs team.
The run-through banner says we're going to steal this game.
Well, technically, Georgetown is the higher seed. Georgetown finishes second in Division 11 5A with an 8-1 overall record, a 6-1 district record. Their only loss was the third game of the season to the Cedar Park Timberwolves. Meanwhile, the other side, 8-3 overall. The Dripping Springs Tigers finished 6-1, which was good enough for third in District 12 5A. And as you see, and I'll describe again on the radio broadcast, the absolutely phenomenal blue jerseys down there, the playoff special for the Georgetown Eagles.
Yeah, the all blues they only wear in the playoffs. It's going to be interesting to see how Georgetown reacts after having a couple of weeks off. See if it takes them long to knock the rust off or if they just jump right into it.
Well, as the Eagles take the field, we will go ahead and get into our starting lineups this afternoon. And the first afternoon game of the year, Kelly, what do we have on slate for the Georgetown Eagles?
So the starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles, we will start with the offense first. At right tackle, number 56, the senior Josh Palmer. At right guard, number 54, Brian Hargroves, also a senior. At center, number 58, senior Jacob Estrada. At left guard, number 79, Trey Flores, a senior. At left tackle, the big man, number 50, Connor Heffernan, a senior. At the tight end and H-back position, number 80, senior Jake McCown. Wide receivers for your Eagles today will be number 88, Cade Lachlan, a senior, and number 3, Brandon Bradford, also a senior. In the slot receiver positions, number 85, Cole Petter, and number 4, Tyler Fithian. Both of those guys are seniors as well. Your running backs today are going to be number 23, senior Ryan Eady, and number 30, senior Nate Denny. And the fullback is number 16, Tyler Hawkins. Tyler's a junior. At quarterback for your Eagles today, number 8, junior Darson Herman. And on defense for the Eagles today, at the nose, number 51, Hector Montoya, a senior. The defensive end is number 60, Jacob Noel Jr. And bandit, number 48, Colton Washington, a senior. The Mike linebackers, number 7, senior Noah Maidlow. The Sam linebackers, number 33, senior Hunter Springer. The Will linebacker, number 31, senior Emmanuel Obina. The safeties for your Eagles, number 18, Trent McConnell, he's a junior. And number 20, senior Saul De La Rosa. The nickelback is number 41, senior Aiden Valencia. And the corners, number 13, Aaron Bazell, and number 6, Nick Grasso, both seniors. On special teams for the Eagles today, the punter and punt returners, number 88, Cade Lachlan, and the kicker, number 37, Carson Sauceda. The deep snapper is number 55, junior Briggs McGee, and the holder is number 9, Cord Sparkman. He's a senior. And that's the starting lineup for your Georgetown Eagles for today's bi-district playoff matchup against the Dripping Springs Tigers.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise.
Well, we have the national anthem here, and then we will be ready to get things rolling here on a Saturday afternoon from Georgetown ISD Athletic Complex. Round 1, the bi-district matchup between the Dripping Springs Tigers and the Georgetown Eagles, moments away. We'll pause for the national anthem, and then we'll be back for this broadcast of Georgetown Eagle football on SHN Sports.
And now, our national anthem, sung by members of the Georgetown High School Show Choir. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as the colors leave the field.
Well, a pleasant good afternoon to you guys. We are only doing an audio-only broadcast, but if my broadcast partners will turn around with me, we do have a booth camera angle so you can see a little bit of our expressions through our masks. I'm Carl Schoen, Kelly Duvall, David England. Happy you guys tuned in here to SHN Sports broadcast of this bi-district matchup between the second seed of the 11-5A district, Georgetown Eagles, and the third seed of the 12-5A matchup for the Dripping Springs Tigers. It seems like the Georgetown Eagles won the coin toss and elected to defer. That means Dripping Springs will get the football back. And Kelly, with a long layoff like this, what is the key for you for the Eagles to shake off any rust that they might have?
The key is going to be that this Eagle team is going to have to just stick to what they've done. I think you're going to see a lot of the running game to get this started and some of those quick passes out in the flat, which is basically an extension of the running game, some of those swing passes behind the line of scrimmage. And they're just going to have to focus up, get rolling early, because we saw earlier in the season they had some slow starts. And the last game that they got to play was actually the most complete game that Georgetown's put together. So the key is going to be a quick start.
Well, we'll turn around and get ready to get things rolling here. Georgetown will kick it away. It'll be Carson Sauceda who will put toe to leather as soon as the Eagles line things up. Back deep to receive for Dripping Springs is Preston Alford and Cameron O'Bannon.
And I might add the weather today, as you can tell, as you can imagine, is sunny, 56 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Perfect football weather. Winds are north at 8 miles an hour. They should be slowing down a little bit throughout the game. About 51% humidity. Absolutely picture perfect weather. It feels like we're deep in the playoffs right now, playing this late in December, but or this time of year in December. With normally state is next weekend, you know.
Okay. Well, what was it, September 29th when we had the Belton game?
Right.
Yeah.
1A through 4A are playing this state championships this coming week.
Yes, sir.
Preston Alford back deep to receive. And Salceda, since this is one of the Upmen, taken for a fair catch at the 22-yard line. Calling for that one is Shell Hudson, and that's where the Dripping Springs offense will start. The Tigers wearing their maroon pants with white jerseys, maroon lettering, and white helmets. The Georgetown Eagles wearing their blue jerseys with blue pants and silver helmets with a white stripe down the middle. Happy you guys joined us on SHN Sports. No time comes off the clock after the fair catch, and now Austin Novosad will be in the shotgun. Novosad on 1st and 10 from the 22, a play action, a quick pass out to the left side is completed across the 25. The catch made by Noah Lawyer, and he gets out to the 28-yard line for a short gain on 1st down.
Nice job of Georgetown collapsing on that.
Aiden Valencia was really all over that one on the defensive side.
2nd and 7, it'll be a handoff this time, and a short gain to the 30-yard line made by Preston Alford.
This defense looks fired up, ready to play football. They're pursuing the ball well, and you see the excitement from these guys. So big 3rd down on the first drive here for the Georgetown defense, trying to stop this Dripping Springs team and force a 3 and out.
Big 3rd down here on the first offensive series of the ball game, as Dripping Springs will drop back for a pass. A quick throw is completed and caught for a 1st down. Making the completion is Wyatt Westcheber, and that's a 1st down for Dripping Springs. They get their first 3rd down conversion in the afternoon.
Emmanuel Obina had a shot at that, but he got tripped up and wound up falling down, and that ball went right over his head. But that's a big 1st down for Drip on their first possession.
Clock moving here, 10:45 left to play in the first quarter, and on an end around, it is taken across the 40 to the 45, across midfield. This is that hot shot we were talking about, the 40, the 30, looking for some space at the 20, and he's trying to find an angle, brought down at the 10, and Cameron O'Bannon is the name to listen for. He explodes to take this into the red zone and is down at the 8-yard line on an end around.
Some poor tackling by the Georgetown defense right there. 2 guys had a shot at him. And Brandon Bradford, or Andre that chased him down, but they try to shoulder tackle him, and you got to wrap him up.
Novosad will hand it off to Preston Alford, and Alford finds his way into the end zone going around the left end for a touchdown.
Kind of poor position on the Georgetown defense that time. He had a wide open lane about 5 yards on either side of him, just ran right through a big hole.
10:25 left to play in the first quarter, and the Tigers march down the field. They go 78 yards for their first drive of the game, and they don't even take 2 minutes to score thanks to the explosive play by Cameron O'Bannon on the end around, and then the point after attempt is kicked through the uprights and good, and it's 7-0. The Tigers lead the Eagles. We're going to take a break on SHN Sports. We'll be back with more Georgetown Eagle football. They'll have the ball when we get back.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express On.
A big thanks to Don Hewlett for being a sponsor. We'll be sure to get to them a little bit later. We apologize for cutting them off. We want to make sure that we get this. Brandon Bradford and Nate Denny back deep to receive. Denny will have to play it off of a bounce, takes it at the 21, breaks free of one tackle and tries to take it through the hash marks, lowers his shoulder and can't get to the 25. And Nate Denny could have lost a little bit more there, but you know, this is a good opportunity to bring up the rushing game for the Eagles. It's really been apparent since Nate Denny came in.
Yeah, since Nate's gotten here, you've got Ryan Eady, Nate Denny. You've got a super mobile quarterback, and then a junior running back. We refer to him as the four-headed rushing monster. And, man, that's going to be key for Georgetown today.
It is a jumbo set in the backfield, and Denny will get the give, looking for a turn on left end. He finds some space down the left sideline, gets across the 30, and is out of bounds at the 33-yard line, and that's just short of the first down, a pickup of 9 on the first run play of the ball game here for the Eagles.
You see Jake McCown was on the left of Herman that time.
Yep.
Edie is the tailback here for Darson Herman. Herman decides to keep it on the zone read. Takes around right and across the 40, the 45, 50. He has 2 defenders to beat across the 40. He's at the 30, and he is brought down at the 25-yard line. Darson Herman showing why he's deserving to be part of that four-headed monster.
Tyler 50 had an amazing block out there, tied his guy up, and really busted that open for Darson.
Eagles are going to tempo the chain gang here. They're not set as the clock stops at 9:55, and they're already set. Herman has to bobble a snap. He decides to tuck it and run, and he's under pressure, and he is brought down from behind for a loss to the 27-yard line. The line of scrimmage is at the 25 after that big Herman run. He loses 2 because of a bobbled snap, and they'll slow things down again.
Looks like he had trips left. He was wanting to run out to the left and throw the ball, and just kind of a little mishandle on that snap.
Yeah, I think they were trying to set up a screen out to the left because the defensive line let their guys go and started heading that way.
McCown goes in motion right to left, and it'll be a handoff to Edie. Edie goes around left in, lowers his shoulder across the 25. The flag comes flying in as Edie's forward progress is marked at the 23-yard line. This flag tends to be in the area of a hold. And it will be a hold against the Eagles. That'll back them up, and we'll replay second down.
Those are the penalties that kill.
9:12 left to play in this first quarter. The Tigers already struck first with their first offensive drive, resulting in a touchdown that goes 78 yards. And let's go ahead and talk about that front line. It'll be important today.
Yeah, the big boys up front, starting with Estrada in the middle. I call them the buffet killers because those some big boys can put away some food, but these guys are going to have to move that Tiger defensive line out.
Denny is in the backfield. He gets the give, and he is immediately under pressure. He's able to fight forward for a yard on the play on 2nd and 22, but he's not going to get much further.
Can I say that Edie had 4 Tigers on him, and he was pushing. It was 4 versus 1, and they didn't move him backwards.
Nate Denny that time, but Denny, he's quite the strong legs. 3rd and 21 for the Eagles. They're at the Dripping Springs 36-yard line. Yard to gain is the 15, and Herman will drop back under pressure. He tries to hit a man on a screen, but that one was blown up as Denny couldn't hold on to it, and that brings up 4th down. And I imagine this is a tough situation. Do you think that coach will take this as 4-down territory or punt it away?
I think we're going to see the pooch kick.
That's true. We haven't seen that too often because of how the Eagles have been playing offensively. But
do you want to give it right back to Drip and not take advantage of every offensive opportunity that you've got in the playoffs?
Yeah, but you don't want to give them this short field either.
Yeah.
Tough decision to make. I'm guessing pooch kick.
4th and 21, and Herman will back up for the pooch kick. The Tigers did do their scouting, but the man back deep to receive had no opportunity. It takes a Dripping Springs roll to the 20 before it is downed by Tyler Fithian. And if nothing else, it does put 90 yards at the defense's back, and the 10-yard line in their own territory is where Dripping Springs will take over.
I think what we saw on that first drive with Georgetown was the rust of not playing for 2 weeks.
Right.
Because mental mistakes, small mistakes, costs, the exchange. How many times have we seen Darson Herman drop a snap this season? I can't remember one.
Right.
So I think that's knocking the rust off. Now the defense needs a hold.
8:20 left here. It's a play action and almost intercepted on the pass. It was intended for a Lawyer. Goes off of his pads and almost ends up in the hands of an Eagle. Instead, that stops the clock at 8:15 and brings up second down.
I'm going to just go ahead and move my mic up so I don't.
That's one.
Yeah, we have a couple homers up here in the press box in Kelly Duvall and David England, and you'll hear it on the broadcast. And a whistle stops this play dead, and I think this will go against Dripping Springs.
This may be one of those rare false starts on the center.
It will back up Dripping Springs to the 5-yard line now. So 2nd and 15, Dripping Springs their own 5. And Austin Novosad, the sophomore quarterback, listed at 6'3", 170. It has his foot in his own end zone. He'll drop back for a pass. He has time to throw, lobs it down the right sideline and overthrows his intended receiver, but it looks like there's going to be pass interference called on Grasso as he was defending Garen Duncan.
And there was no point in it. That ball was so horribly overthrown. Nick didn't know where the ball was, and there was absolutely no reason. And coach is telling him it was uncatchable. So they may pick up the flag if he can convince them.
This would be a big call for the officials to get involved in early, and they're grouping up to talk about it, and I think that you're right.
Nope. Golly.
Wow, it's a holding called on Dripping Springs and a pass interference called on. Oh, did he just make a mistake with his direction? Oh, okay. We rely on the referee. The fans not happy with the call, as there will be a holding call on Grasso, and 8 minutes left to play in the first quarter. The Tigers catch a bit of a break. What would have been 3rd and long from the 5 now results in a new set of downs. Ball moved all the way to the 15-yard line.
Well, and the ball was already over his head whenever Nick grabbed him.
The handoff to Alford, and Alford goes up the middle, gets a couple yards before he is pushed back by the defensive line of the Eagles. And
Mr. Washington said, "Welcome to Birkelbach."
Brings up second down. Novosad in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Alford in the backfield with him. It'll be a pass on 2nd and 8. A throw out to the right side, and it goes off the hands of Lawyer, incomplete. And then laying in an extra shoulder was the Eagles defender, and Nick Grasso knocks over a Dripping Springs Georgetown staffer because of that, and hopefully everybody's okay on the sidelines.
Yeah, they seem to be laughing about it, so hopefully she's okay. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen a whole lot of pressure on this sophomore quarterback. You might start seeing some blitzes coming from some different areas.
3rd and 8 from the 17. The fans getting into it for the Eagles. Alford clears out of the backfield. It's 5 wide for Novosad. He drops back on a pass, throws across the middle, diving to make the catch at the 40-yard line. It's completed to Preston Alford, who cleared out of the backfield to go to the left side, and he runs a deep slant that picks up a first down out to the 40-yard line.
Langhorne was there, De La Rosa was there, and the quarterback put the ball perfectly, and an amazing catch out there by Alford.
Clock moving here after the chains move at 7:08 left to play into the first quarter. Alford in the backfield with Novosad. 2 receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left. Alford moves over to the left. 1st and 10 from their own 40, and it's a handoff to Alford. He gets past the trenches, and then Emmanuel Obina lays him out with a tackle at the 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 4 for Preston Alford following his big play catch on 3rd down.
Georgetown's not having a lot of success just rushing 3. I think they're going to have to start sending some linebackers on some blitzes and try to keep this young quarterback off it from getting comfortable in the pocket, because he's accurate.
2 men in the backfield here with Novosad. He drops back for a pass, throws to the left side. It's completed to Alford, and Alford stumbles, stays on his feet, and only picks up a yard to the 45-yard line. And that's a solid defensive play, as coming in from the safety position for the Georgetown Eagles was Damian DeNova.
Georgetown sniffed it out really well, but a couple of guys missed some tackles, but fortunately tackle was made to keep it from being a big game. Big third down.
3rd and 4. Alford clears out of the backfield 5 wide here for Novosad as he drops back, throws down the right hash marks, and he hits a man in stride, and that's Lawyer who gets it across the 20 to the 15, and he is brought down at the 14-yard line by Nick Grasso. Another explosive play for the Dripping Springs Tigers saves them from having to punt.
This may be our best passing offense that we've maybe faced all season, with maybe the exception of Cedar Park.
I think that's a fair assessment here.
It's really going to challenge our secondary, I think.
Novosad in the shotgun. He has Alford to his right. They're going to change the play. 17 seconds left on the play clock as Novosad barks out new orders to his offensive line. 2 receivers on the left, a single receiver on the right from the right hash mark. Novosad will drop back, scans to his left, throws towards the end zone, and making the catch in the end zone. A touchdown again for Cameron O'Bannon, who's been the go-to target for Novosad. This time he completes it for another 6 points for the Tigers.
We have got to get some pressure on that quarterback. We cannot let him stand back there and get comfortable in the pocket, because he is obviously comfortable, obviously accurate. His receivers run some really good routes.
Absolutely, and you know they had double coverage on O'Bannon, and still he was able to break loose for that little fade, like he wasn't even covered. We need to be a lot, really up in his business a lot more than that, and you're right, get in the backfield too. This is going to be a hard game for our secondary. They have got to. It's going to be tough on them. They have got to be on point and don't let anything get past them, anything pass over their heads.
Coleman Chapman knocked down the point after attempt, and the Georgetown Eagles have their work cut out for them here. 5:14 left to play in the first quarter, and the Tigers have a 14-0 lead.
We need a big special teams play.
That would be nice, as Brandon Bradford is back deep to receive along with Nate Denny. Coleman Chapman will line up to kick off.
They only got 10 guys on the field. They need one more.
The Eagles?
Yep. They only got 10.
This will be taken by Denny at the 21. He takes it to the numbers and then looks for the hash marks as he angles to the 30, and a flag comes in on the play.
Holding on Georgetown.
So the holding called on Georgetown will back up the return from Denny, and the line of scrimmage will be walked back to the 23-yard line.
Much self-destruction going on.
Herman in the pistol. He has Denny behind him. McCown is the fullback. Fithian goes in motion for an option look, and it's a quick pass over to the left side. It's completed to Cade Lachlan, and that solid play on first down will move the football a couple yards short of the yard to gain. 5:04 left to play as Lachlan got out of bounds, stopping the clock.
Good route by Cade on that pass play.
A quick pass on second down out to the right side, and that one blown up as it was completed to Fithian. Making the tackle is Carter King. Tackle for loss to the 29-yard line, and that brings up 3rd and 4, a loss of 2 on the play.
That play by the defense is scouting. They have scouted Georgetown very well. Had a couple of weeks to watch film on them.
Big third down here, 3rd and 4, ball at the 29-yard line. Herman in the pistol will drop back, throws across the middle. It's caught by Fithian in stride across the 35. He is down at the 37-yard lines. That moves the chains and keeps this Eagles drive alive.
This is not Fithian's first playoff game. This is his 3rd year to be in the playoffs.
He has experience, and the Eagles could use that here as they're trying to shake off a little bit of rust, having not played a football game against them in 22 days. since that last game against Pflugerville. Here's Nate Denny getting on a quick toss from Herman across the 40, down the left sideline to the 45. He's shoved out of bounds by P.J. Howe, and that is a pickup of about 8 yards for Nate Denny on what will go down officially as a pass.
Connor Heffernan got away with a hold out there on the edge. If you don't get caught, it's not illegal.
And a nice first down.
You can call holding on every play, right?
No, this was pretty egregious.
Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left, an option play. Denny will take it on a pitch from Herman. He tries to avoid a couple tackles, and he'll actually be hit for a loss to the 43-yard line. And
he gets back close to the line.
Yeah, let's see what they mark the forward progress at. It looks like it'll be the 43, 44 range.
That side judge apparently blew the whistle. He should be scouting Georgetown and know that just because you get your hands on Nate Denny doesn't mean he's down. My goodness.
The Eagle fans were very mad about something there. And
yes, we were.
And
they were mad because of the spot. Nate broke free and got over the 45-yard line.
Empty formation for Herman here on 3rd and 4. Diamond formation on the left side. Throw across the middle, just overthrows Fithian, and that brings up 4th down. And that'll be a tough way for the Eagles' drive to stop there because there was a little bit of controversy on that. And it looks like the punting unit and Cade Lachlan will come out here for the Eagles when they trail 14-0, 3:21 left to play in the first quarter.
Darson's rusty. Kind of be interesting to see if Coach maybe gives Cord Sparkman a series at quarterback.
Shell Hudson is back deep to receive this Lachlan punt. He puts his toe into it at the 35-yard line. It's taken at the 30, and it's muffed. A couple Eagles on top of it. Let's see who comes up with this as there's a fight for the ball, and it's an Eagles football at the 29-yard line.
There's a special teams play that we needed.
That one was muffed by Shell Hudson of the Dripping Springs Tigers, and the Eagles catch a huge break on what would have been a tough situation if they had maybe fallen down 3 scores. Instead, they get their best field positioning of the ball game at the Dripping Springs 29-yard line.
Noah Maylow recovered that fumble, and now he's over getting this crowd fired up. I'd like to see the offense right here go tempo.
Pistol formation on 1st and 10 from the 29. Herman in the pistol. Behind him is Ryan Eady. He'll move Eady to his right and out of the backfield. Empty set here for Herman. He loses the fumble again and loses the snap again, and fumble he gets back on top of, and that moves the ball out to the Dripping Springs 37-yard line. The yard to gain is the Dripping Springs 19. 3 minutes left to play here into the first quarter, and the Eagles have had a couple miscues that we equate to rust.
Yeah, Darson's having a hard time back there so far. His passes aren't on the money, especially the deeper passes, and that's the second time he's dropped the snap.
2nd and 17, ball at the 36-yard line. Herman in the pistol. Hands it off, and it'll be Ryan Eady who lowers his shoulder up the gut and gets back to the initial line of scrimmage and give him plus 1 more yard to the 28-yard line. So a solid play of about 8 yards on 2nd down, brings up 3rd and 9.
We're within range for Carson Sauceda, but you really want to convert this or at least get some more yards. You don't want to have another missed opportunity.
You can't come away from that turnover with no points.
Here's Nate Denny getting on a quick toss forward. Denny gets across the 20. It's the borrow from Morrow, 1st down. I think there might have been a face mask in there. They're not going to call it, I guess, but Denny gets to the 13-yard line, and for the first time this afternoon, Georgetown in the Smoothie King red zone.
I am not going to violate UIL rules and talk about
that was a very
supposed to talk about.
That it looked like a face mask from my angle.
It was a face mask, and it's that same line judge over there that called that ball dead earlier.
Pistol formation here for Herman. He has Denny behind him, and then he gives it to Denny on a quick option. Denny stiff arms a defender and then rolls him to the 10-yard line for a pickup of about 3 yards.
I like that. Did you see that, Kelly? Just kinda, he faked him there and then chunked it back to him. That was slick.
Just feed that running game.
Yes.
2nd and 5 now. Eagles trying to take advantage of their first trip to the Smoothie King red zone.
He faked it just long enough to to make that linebacker check, and he tossed it out to Denny.
Direct snap to Denny, who goes up the middle, tries to push forward, gets a second effort from his buffet killers behind him. The ball comes loose, and it looks like the Eagles jumped back on top of it. Johnny on the spot for Georgetown was Jake McCown, and I think what could have been forward progress marked for a couple yards ends up being a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 8-yard line. Georgetown in Dripping Springs territory, trying to pick up a first down after getting the ball back on a muffed punt.
That would have been an absolutely devastating turnover.
Pistol look here is Edie, the tailback. A couple men go in motion. The snap comes early. Herman has to break away from a couple defenders and then gets to the 10, dives for the first down, and wow, Darson Herman makes a play, but a flag comes in, and I get the feeling this is probably a legal procedure. The snap was sent to Herman when 2 men were in motion, but that's a rough one to take.
Ugh.
Darson was trying to hand the ball off to Edie, and they couldn't get the exchange right, so Darson just tucked it. He kept it and took off running. He did reach the first down marker, but that line judge on the other side didn't mark him as such. But
so that's another big penalty too, and those procedure penalties are the result of not playing a game in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Edie is the tailback in the pistol. Hawkins goes in motion, and Herman kind of roughs the handoff intended for Edie, and then he decides to keep it himself. I don't know if Edie thought it was play action. He didn't take it. There was some mishap right there, and no gain on the play. In fact, it's a loss to the 16-yard line, and that's how a quarter to forget comes to an end here, as the Eagles will probably go for a field goal when we come back on SHN Sports at the end of the first 12 minutes. The Tigers 14, Georgetown nothing.
George's on the Town, a social grill, is a proud supporter of GISD athletics. Located just off of South I-35 in Rivery, George's on the Town offers an upbeat, casual dining experience that's fun for everyone. From rehearsal dinners and work events to happy hour and Sunday brunch, there's always something to do at George's on the Town. Be sure to check out live music on their pet-friendly patio every Thursday at 7, and of course the Eagle Nation Coaches Show on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. We can't wait to see you.
It's the start of the second quarter here, and Carson Salcedo will try and put the Georgetown Eagles on the board with the first play of the second quarter. He'll be attempting a 30-yarder, and this one is through the uprights and good, and Georgetown gets on the scoreboard. 5 seconds come off of the clock, 11:55 left to play here in the second quarter. And guys, a quarter to forget for Georgetown. Thankfully, that muff punt does lead to 3 points for the Eagles. Otherwise, if that muff punt doesn't happen, it could be 21-0. So Georgetown, despite all of the first quarter woes, let's see if they've shaken off that rust.
We have had some comebacks in this season, and now it's time for another one. Slow starts have been kind of a bane of the existence of this team this year, especially early in the season. Got a little better as the season went on, but I just, when that Weiss game got canceled, I worried about this.
And we need to be playing with a sense of urgency this entire game. We need to be playing with a sense of urgency this entire game, and the defense needs a chance to get a breather on the sideline. So let's, score as much as we can, but also try and, run the clock and get the defense a little bit of a break.
O'Bannon and Alford are back deep to receive this kickoff from Carson Salcedo, as Salcedo got the Eagles on the board with a 30-yard field goal here in the first play of the second quarter, and now he gets to kick it away from the 40. Preston Alford waiting it around the 5. Salcedo will send this one much shorter to O'Bannon at the 15, who takes it down the right numbers and gets across the 25 and is tripped up near the 30-yard line, and that's where he will officially be marked down by the line judge. And the 30-yard line is where the Dripping Springs offense starts off. If you're just now joining us, they're led by sophomore quarterback Austin Novosad, and they have a really hot shot receiver in Cameron O'Bannon. And Preston Alford, the running back, he's a junior out of the backfield, has really given Georgetown some troubles here in the first quarter. Here we are in the second, 11 seconds into it. Novosad in the shotgun on 1st and 10 from the 30 will hand it off to Alford, who stutter steps in the backfield, gets past the trenches, and then is brought down by Aiden Valencia at the 38-yard line. Picking up 8 yards is Preston Alford, and that was a very patient run.
It was. He let his offensive line make their blocks before he tried to get through there, and they opened up a hole for him.
Clock keeps moving, 11:25 left to play in the first quarter. In the shotgun, it's Novosad. He'll hand it off to Alford, and Alford is met by Emmanuel Obina, and then he is dragged down by Bryson Hanks, but he did get to the yard to gain and about half a yard more at the 41-yard line for a new set of downs for the Tigers.
It's really good to see Obina getting involved in this right there. We need that. Sorry, Kelly.
No, that's all right.
You guys got to share the color analyst duties this afternoon. Happy you guys joined us on a Saturday here on SHN's broadcast of Georgetown football. Empty backfield for Novosad. He drops back for a pass, slings it deep down the middle of the field. It's almost intercepted by an Eagle, and
Bizzell.
Yeah, it's Aaron Bizzell who got his hands on it and couldn't quite come down with it, and that brings up 2nd down.
Bizzell, I've noticed, has been covering really close on O'Bannon. I don't see him out there right now, but they've had him on O'Bannon quite a bit. He's there. That's the veteran back there.
2nd and 10 from the 41. Dripping Springs in their own territory. It's a give for the first time, Hunter Miller, and Hunter Miller goes nowhere. He might have got half a yard before the play was blown up on the left side.
Bryson Hanks had really good penetration there and broke through that line, didn't he, Kelly?
Yeah, and then Emmanuel Obina came in and finished it off. That looked like that hurt.
Yeah.
I think they give him a gain of 1, but the chain gang looks like there was no gain. Either way, it's 3rd down, and we'll call it 3rd and 10. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left. Novosad drops back for a pass. He looks to the right side, throws to the right side. It's completed by Lawyer, and then Lawyer is stopped short by Bizzell, and they mark forward progress at the Dripping Springs 47-yard line, but it's still going to be 4th and about 4, and out comes the punting unit for Dripping Springs, and that's the first defensive stop by the Eagles. And we talked about that first quarter being one to forget. Looks like the Georgetown defense comes up here in the second quarter, and that's more like the Georgetown Eagles we're looking for.
That's a big stop with just over about 9:45 left in the quarter.
Nate Denny back deep to receive this punt. He's not going to elect to use it. It takes a Dripping Springs roll to the 5. Inside the 5, it is down at the 4-yard line, and just a great punt right there brought on by Coleman Chapman, and 9:32 left to play in the second quarter. Georgetown has 96 yards in front of them.
I don't know why Nate let that punt go. That's your fair. If you're the rule is you put your heels on the 10-yard line. If it goes over your head, you let it go. If it's in front of you, you catch it.
Right.
And he was up at the 20.
Well, maybe he's just trying to give the Eagles a little bit more clock and run the field and burn some more clock, keep the ball away from Drip. I don't know.
We'll have to see here as Darson Herman starts off with his feet in the end zone. He has Ryan Eady behind him. 1st and 10 from the 4, and Eady gets the give, and he's pushed behind his right tackle for a yard to the 5-yard line before forward progress is stopped, and only a gain of 1.
There were 8 defenders within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. They knew that ball was going to get run, and they sold their soul to that run. Might be a good time to send Brandon Bradford over the middle on a quick slant. because the safeties are up close.
Yeah, they are.
2nd and 9 from the 5. McCown goes in motion out of the pistol formation. It's a play action for Herman, who throws it out to the right side, and then Bradford does make the catch, and then he stumbles to the 10-yard line, and man, what a catch there by Brandon Bradford, off the mark, but still able to collect the Darson Herman pass.
If he can hit him in stride, he's gone.
The accuracy is just a little off today. Something's going on back there.
Both the safeties for Dripping Springs were 6 yards off the football. There was no help.
Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 4 from the 10. 2 receivers on both sides for Herman, who drops back for a pass. He scans to his right, throws across the middle, and Bradford had to go in and out of his hands, but a flag comes in. Let's see what the flag's about. It looks like it's in the area of a hold, and that might be declined in this case.
Yeah, it's going to be a hold on Jacob Estrada.
I was just fixing to say he had really good protection.
I'm surprised they took that penalty. No, the coaches for Dripping Springs are saying decline, so.
So that will be the first decision that Galen Zimmerman elects to make, and it's declined. 8:21 left to play in the 2nd quarter, and Georgetown will have to punt it away. And waiting in the Georgetown side of the field is Shell Hudson, and this one's sent away by Lachlan. Hudson will let it take it. Eagles bounce across the 45. It goes out of bounds near the 50. Let's see if that's where they mark him out. No, it'll be the Eagles' 49-yard line. So starting off in plus territory are the Dripping Springs Tigers with a 14-3 lead. 8:12 left to play here in the 2nd quarter.
That was not really that was the result of that ball going over the head of Nate Denny on that punt.
I was just fixing to say that's how that whole story lined up.
Novosad in the shotgun. He has Alford to his right. 2 receivers on the right side, a single receiver to the left, and it'll be a handoff to Alford, who is hit in the backfield and brought down by Bryson Hanks for a loss at midfield, a loss of 1. And the Eagles are saying that they recovered a fumble, but it was blown dead before the ball came loose.
Yeah, he was down.
Trey Langhorn didn't get touched until he was almost to the ball carrier, which disrupted that play in the backfield and let the big lineman up front wrap up the ball carrier and take him to the ground for a loss.
2 receivers on both sides. Novosad in the shotgun. He has Alford to his right. 2nd and 11 from midfield. A play action, a quick pass out to the right side. Incomplete, and that one blown up by Emmanuel Obina, intended for Logan Neff. And I know you loved that hit.
I did, but I like the pressure more. Now they're sending pressure on those blitzes, and Dripping Springs isn't able to do the things that they were doing whenever the quarterback could stand back there and be comfortable and have a picnic and decide which receiver he wanted to throw the ball to. Now they're pressuring him.
Clock stopped at 7:33 here in the 2nd quarter. Novosad will drop back, and it looked like there was a jump, and it will be a false start that stops this play before Novosad has a chance to finish his drop.
Give credit to the Eagle Nation over here making a lot of noise on 3rd down. That's exactly what you want to do, is just disrupt their offensive plan and make as much noise as you can and get those offensive linemen to jump.
So instead of 3rd and 11, will be 3rd and 16, and Dripping Springs will be moved back into their own territory at their own 45-yard line, and the yard to gain is the Eagles' 39.
Did you bring the house, Kelly?
Oh, yeah. I'm sending cheerleaders on this blitz.
Novosad in the shotgun. He has Alford to his right. 2 receivers on both sides. He'll drop back for a pass on 3rd and 16. He's under pressure. He's hit as he throws. He throws it to the left side, and it goes incomplete, intended for Lawyer. It goes off of his chest pad. What would have been perhaps a 1st down. Instead, it brings out the punting unit for Dripping Springs on 4th.
Number 5, Josh Richardson, was in that quarterback's face and on his mind. That's how he threw that ball just a little too far out of the reach of number 11, Noel Lawyer.
I've got a queen hit on my mind. Under pressure.
There you go. You said that you would send the house in that case, and O'Bannon
and the cheerleaders. Yeah.
O'Bannon will punt this one away. Nate Denny waiting back to receive it, and this is just a booming punt. And Denny will let it go over its head. It takes a bounce at the 10, and then it's down at the 3-yard line is where they give him. So another great punt there by O'Bannon, and Nate Denny. I guess he's told to wait a little bit further ahead, and In this case, it hurts the Eagles as he's now, instead of the 4, it's the 3. So back-to-back field positions starting inside the 5 in their own territory for the Eagles.
I don't understand.
Yeah, he's throwing his hands up like what? I wonder if coaches are yelling at him to let it go.
Not sure, but either way, Georgetown pinned very deep on back-to-back possessions. 7:14 left to play in the second quarter. Herman again in his own end zone. He has a pistol formation with Edie behind him. It'll be a pass play, throwing it down the right sideline, and incomplete, intended for Brandon Bradford. Step to step with him was P.J. Howe, and that was good defense and a good idea on first down. And Herman had a good throw there as well.
Yeah, he did, and the Eagle fans, I think, were wanting something on that contact on that corner, but they're going to let him play that. That little hand checking that was going on, and that was a call that I wanted earlier. Maybe cut that towards the middle because the middle of the field's wide open. Then you don't have to have that
see how they're
over the shoulder.
2nd and 10 from the 3. It'll be a give to Edie, and Edie follows his right guard across the 5-yard line to give Herman a little bit more breathing room for the next snap on third down.
They know it's going to run. They know we've got 4 people that can run the ball back there. You know, and so maybe this is the game where we air it out and change it up.
Well, you need those quick hitters because they're able to get a little bit of pressure in there. So those short passes, and Darson's hadn't been too terribly accurate on his throws this afternoon. So maybe this is where you start some of those slants, those passes out in the flat.
Herman in the shotgun. He'll drop back on third down. He'll roll out to the right, throws on the run, and it's completed to Bradford across the 20 for the borrow for Morrow. First down, move those chains to the 24-yard line, and that's a big play for the Eagles offense with 6:24 left in the half.
Brandon did a great job of coming back and giving Darson someplace to throw the ball because his route was supposed to take him in between the hashes, but he saw Darson run and he broke off his route, came back towards the sideline and was open for him.
And pretty much this whole team this isn't their first playoff game. A lot of experience back there for these Eagles. Let's don't count that out.
Breathes new life into this Eagles drive. Edie cleared out of the backfield. Herman in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 24-yard line. A little lob over the middle. McCown makes the catch. He stumbles and stays on his feet across the 40 to midfield. He goes into Dripping Springs territory. Pick up the borrow from Morrow. First down at midfield.
Carl, did you see how they moved Connor Heffernan to the right side of the line? And it looked like it was going to be a run play off to the right. He just tossed it over everybody.
It was a perfect little lob there, and it looks like the rust has been shaken off by Darson Herman as he's looking a lot more comfortable than he did in the first quarter. 1st and 10 from midfield. Herman in the pistol, trips to the left. He has Edie behind him. It's a handoff to Edie. He goes up the middle, finds a hole, breaks out to the right side across the 45-40, breaks free of a tackle across the 30, at the 20, nobody in front of him at the 10, end zone, touchdown, Eagles.
Nice play. Edie did a great job. He almost got tackled by his glove because the defender had his glove.
Eagles are going to go for 2 here, and they're going to tempo Dripping Springs with 5:30 left to play in the half. Trips to the left in pistol formation. Edie will get the handoff, and he is brought down for a tackle, but Georgetown trying to catch Dripping Springs off, but 5:30 left to play here in the first half, and Georgetown adds on 6, 14-9. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field. To quarterback our team to victory. To catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football is hard. What's not hard is getting a great deal on a Chevrolet from Don Hewlett. It's okay, fella. Everyone's a winner at Don Hewlett, but you still stink at football. Find new roads in Georgetown and at donhewlett.com. Don Hewlett, Texas True.
Back here at 5:30 left to play in the first half. Georgetown showing some signs of life here. They've scored 9 unanswered in the second quarter. Tigers still lead at 14-9, and Carson Salcedo will kick this one off to the Dripping Springs Tigers. It's Alford back deep at the 5, and O'Bannon waiting at the 20. Salcedo will send this to the left side. O'Bannon will take it at the 21-yard line, takes it to the numbers on the right side, and then he is brought down from behind. A nice defensive stop on special teams for Hunter Springer.
Well, the defense did a lot better job on that last one with when they started bringing the pressure, it threw Dripping Springs off. So I think you're going to keep seeing some of that pressure by the Eagle defense.
So now Austin Novosad, the sophomore quarterback, will come back out to the field, starting at his own 31-yard line. He has 4 receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right, empty backfield. He'll drop back for a pass. He's under pressure immediately, throws it down the right sideline, and just goes off of the hands of Cameron O'Bannon. That would have been a spectacular play. He almost caught it. He was half a stride away from maybe breaking free down that right sideline for a touchdown.
I was wondering what the defensive backs were seeing because they kind of broke forward. I think the sun is a factor for the looking back for the football right now if you look at where the shadows are.
2nd and 10 from their own 31-yard line, Dripping Springs. Novosad has 2 men in the backfield with him. He'll drop back for a pass, scans to his right, throws, and then bobbled again by O'Bannon. Second time you'll see him back-to-back there with incompletion, and that's rare for him.
Speaking of the sun, this is also the first daytime game for your Eagles.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so they're having to make some adjustments. They're not under the lights. You know, everybody's having it's 1 o'clock.
So Georgetown's brought pressure every play in both these series.
Empty backfield as Alford clears out on 3rd and 10. He'll drop back for a pass, throws across the middle. It's incomplete, intended for Lawyer, and it's Aiden Valencia who makes a great defensive play, and a flag comes in super late.
You got to be kidding me.
I was going to say it was extremely good coverage. Maybe a little too much coverage, maybe.
The back judge throws that, and Coach Griffin is not happy about it.
He's out at the numbers.
Pass interference is called, and that's 15 yards and a new set of downs for Dripping Springs. And I saw that through my binoculars. I think that ref didn't have the best angle. The official, I should say, didn't have the best angle, but we'll go ahead and deal with it. It's how it is. Maybe the sun for the official, too. 5:10 left to play in this first half.
Yeah,
and now false start against Dripping Springs, and I feel like that's how it goes.
Surprised the back judge didn't throw that. 50 yards down the field. Man, that's a big game-changing penalty.
It really is, because that brings out the punting unit for the Tigers if there is no flag. Instead, it is 1st and 15, the ball at the 38-yard line. Trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. 3 men go in motion. It's Alford who moves over to the right side, and a receiver switches slots from the left to the right. Dropping back is Novosad, throws across the middle. Incomplete. Again intended for O'Bannon, and
Valencia almost had it.
Yeah, that'll be the fourth consecutive pass that has been defended by the Eagles that is incomplete.
Maybe you've got our seniors over there on the defense versus a sophomore quarterback. He keeps throwing it up. They kind of know who he's going to. They start figuring out who his favorites are.
Well, hats off to this defensive staff for bringing the pressure now.
Yes.
2nd and 15. It'll be a handoff to Alford. He finds a hole behind his right guard. He has space across midfield, the 40, the 30, the 20. He has room at the 10, and he's into the end zone for the Dripping Springs touchdown.
So they went away from the pass. It wasn't working, and they put that little patient runner in there, number 14, and he waited for a hole to open up, and we were caught sleeping.
Well, the linesman on the far side missed. The wide receiver was holding Aaron Bazell by the back of his jersey.
And that's how that unfortunate series ends, in a phantom pass interference, and the point after attempt goes off of the left upright, no good, and we keep the score at 20-9. 4:54 left to play in the first half. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons. For our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
4:54 left to play in the second quarter, and the Tigers score a touchdown. They missed their point after attempt, and they scored their first score of the second quarter to make it 20-9. Georgetown has scored all 9 of their points here in the second quarter as well. Coleman will be the one who kicks this away from a 2-yard charge. Sends it high and short. It's taken on the left side by Denny. Denny gets across the 30, breaks a couple tackles at the 35, and dives to the 40-yard line, and he's marked down at the 41. Nate Denny with a solid return on the short kick.
Nice return. Nice return. Solid.
Nate, I think Nate's getting frustrated, and he was pretty fired up and running hard like he always does, but even more determined.
Yeah, he came to Texas to play some football. You know,
what's the name of the town in Oregon?
Bend.
Bend, Oregon. Yep.
He does not want this to be his last day, high school football.
1st and 10 for the Georgetown Eagles at their own 41-yard line. 2 receivers on both sides. Herman out of the pistol will keep it on his own. Reed around the left end, gets across midfield. The 40, the 30. He has one man to beat as he angles at the 20, and he fights forward at the 10, and he gets into the Smoothie King red zone after picking up the borrow from Morrow first down.
Nice job by Darson there. Designed run, designed quarterback keep.
He's out of breath.
Yeah, so am I.
4:36 left to play in the first quarter. The clock stops, move the chains. The Eagles trying to tempo here, and it'll be another keeper for Herman. He gets across the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles.
Nice. Good job, Darson. 2 plays, just like that.
I guess
they're going for 2.
I guess he wasn't too tired to
run another 10 yards.
Yeah.
That was the Darson Herman drive.
So
now it looks like they're going to go for 2. 4 receivers to the left side, and empty backfield for Herman. Set up for a screen, and diving in for the touchdown is Nate Denny, who catches it out of the left side.
Outstanding.
So they went for 2 after their first touchdown. They get 2 here, and it's a 3-point ball game. And what started off to be sort of a disastrous first quarter that ended up 14-0. It could have been worse considering all the penalties. We sit at a pretty good ball game here with 4:29 left to play in the second quarter.
Well, and there's our 4-headed rushing monster that we were talking about earlier with Edie, Denny, Ross, and Herman all back there. It's hard to defend, and we saw right there, that's the Darson Herman running the football that we were used to seeing.
It's interesting, when you turn your head to the left, I can't hear you as well.
Give it a try.
Like this?
Yeah.
But what if you talk to
right now? Yeah.
Just stay right there. Yeah.
All right, folks, I am not allowed to turn my head for the remainder of the broadcast.
All righty, well, we're having fun up here now that the Eagles have shaken off the rust. This is their first football game in 22 days since that matchup at Pflugerville. Their game that was scheduled for Senior Day, December 5th against Weiss, was rescheduled and then just altogether canceled when Weiss had a COVID outbreak and had to forfeit their final 2 games of the year.
Yeah, for folks who aren't familiar, Darson Herman is the 6'4", 220-pound junior quarterback. He was 215 last year. He's probably a little over 220 now because he has put on some more muscle, but he is a big kid.
Salcedo will send the ensuing kickoff to O'Bannon, who takes it at the 20, and he gets to the 30 for a 10-yard return before he is brought down on the play. And making the stop for Georgetown was Grant Long.
And you know, Kelly, going back to Darson Herman for just a second, the craziest thing about it, guess how many offers he has?
Does he have any?
None.
None?
Can you believe that?
You know, I will say this.
Unreal.
He's a really good passer, but the run game has been so good here for Georgetown this year that he hasn't gotten a chance to show off that skill. 1st and 10 for Dripping Springs at their own 30. Novosad in the shotgun. He has Alford to his right, and he'll hand it off to Alford. Alford, the patient runner, goes by in his left tackle and then is brought down from behind by Emmanuel Obina after a pickup of 6 yards to the 36.
This is out of the ordinary for Dripping Springs. You know, you look at their stat sheet, and they're much more pass heavy, but they've had some success on the ground today.
Yes. Number 14.
Novosad will send a couple players in motion. Alford will stay where he is to the left of Novosad on 2nd and 4. He drops back for a pass, hits Alford in the flat, and then he is brought down for no gain. A couple Eagles there on the stop, and
Obina had to kind of let up, or else he would have had a heck of a face mask, I think.
Yeah. I think he got it, but
3rd and 3 now for the Dripping Springs Tigers. They're at their own 37-yard line. Two receivers wide out to the right and a single receiver to the left. 2 men in the backfield with Novosad, and they'll hand it off to Alford, and Alford is brought down from behind after picking up the first down by Josh Richardson, and that moves the chains to the 42-yard line.
I really like hearing this crowd get into it. We're so fortunate to be at Birkelbach one last time here in the first round of the playoffs, and a lot of fans. This is the biggest crowd we've seen this year.
3:03 left to play as the clock starts back up after removing the chains. 2 men go in motion left to right for Novosad in the shotgun. On a play action, he'll drop back for a pass, throws deep down the middle of the field, and it is completed at the 20 and dragging a defender to the 15-yard line. Making his first catch is Garen Duncan, and he gets it into the red zone for Dripping Springs.
Our defensive backs are having a lot of difficulty covering these receivers, and if our pressure doesn't get to the quarterback, he's accurate.
Yeah, and Eric Espinoza, got burned, but then thank goodness held on to him for keeping him scoring.
1st and 10 from the 15. Novosad will hand it off to Alford, and Alford tried to go by his right guard. He's tripped up a little bit by Obina, but breaks across the 10 as he stays on his feet before Richardson finishes off the play at the 7-yard line. A pickup of 8 yards on first down. Looks like they're going to tempo the Eagles here. 2nd and 2. Ball at the 7-yard line. Novosad in the shotgun will hand it off to Alford. Alford follows a block on the left side and gets across the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown for the Tigers.
You just kind of have to give credit to Dripping Springs' offensive line. They're really opening up some big gaps, big running lanes for Alford.
Yeah, and he's very patient on his runs.
I really liked it when they were bringing pressure, Kelly. I think that's the key. Just bring the heat.
Yeah, because it even throws off your run game.
Mm-hmm. Except you just got to watch for the screen.
It'll be Coleman Chapman who sends through the extra point, and good, and Dripping Springs makes it 27-17. Georgetown down by 10, 2:07 left in the first half, and this is the 2-minute drill personified. This is why you practice that so often in practice situations.
Guys, we're fine. We're down by 10. It's not even halftime, and we've got 56 seniors. A lot of them have played plenty of playoff games. Last year we went 3 deep. So there's a lot of experience here. We've got the best coaches in Texas. There's no panic right now in the booth.
No, plenty of ball game left.
You meant next to us.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Brandon Bradford and Nate Denny back deep to receive the Chapman kickoff here. Denny, who had a solid return on the last kickoff, wanting another opportunity. Chapman holding things up here, as I imagine, considering this game is being televised locally. Please stay with us. I think that they might be on a TV timeout. That might be the holdup here.
Okay.
I wish they'd let us know.
It is acceptable for our audience to use their DVR pause function and let the game sync up. Watch the game on TV and listen to us.
There you go. That's
Why
a good
not?
idea. I like it.
That's what I do with Craig Way on the Longhorn games.
Okay.
Dripping Springs will kick it off here. 2:07 left to play in the first half. Coleman Chapman looking to either send it to Bradford or Denny, who are back at around the 5. Chapman puts his boot into it. It goes to Denny at the 5-yard line. He'll take it down the left hash marks across the 15. Tries to break free of a couple defenders and rolls across the 20 to the 22-yard line. And that's where this Eagles offensive drive will start with 1:59 left to play in the first half. They trail by 10.
It just seems like he never gets caught and stopped on the first guy.
And even yeah, it's working.
Denny on the direct snap, carries it out to the 25-yard line. 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7 from the 25.
Sorry about that. Apparently we might not be on air. Have not noticed any issues on our end here. 2nd and 8 here, as it'll be a handoff to Nate Denny. Nate Denny makes one defender miss with a stiff arm, gets across the 25 and gets to the 27-yard line, picks up a hard-fought 2 yards, and that brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, our stream is up and running. We have no issues.
Yeah, I'm wondering if somebody contacted Coach Dean and said, hey, we can't see the field.
Right, yeah, that might be the situation. I'm sorry if that's the case. But now a timeout called by the Eagles. And we're professionals. We know what we're doing up here.
I believe
some of us are. Some of y'all are.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an interruption as somebody came into the booth without knocking, and we had to figure out that was. And then there was somebody who fell. Hopefully,
little toddler.
Yeah, hopefully he's okay.
He's crying, so he's all right.
That would be hind end over tea kettle.
Yep.
As we hillbillies say.
So now back to the action here. 3rd and 5. 1:18 left to play in the first half. Pistol look for Herman. He moves Edie to his left. 2 receivers on both sides. He'll drop back for a pass, and he's under pressure, and he'll just have to take the sack as he doesn't want to throw it away, and that'll be a loss to the 21-yard line and stops the clock at 1:12 here, as I believe Dripping Springs will use their timeout now.
He may have lost the football.
Drippings. Yeah, they brought the house and a couple other cheerleaders that time, and our O-line just tried real hard to pick it up, just couldn't quite contain that rush.
So Dripping Springs takes a timeout. We'll take him with him. We'll be back in a moment on SHN Sports.
You're ready for the future?
And the future is full of possibilities.
Because your dream home
is right around the corner.
If you're ready for the next step,
or 2,
or 3,
we can help. At our bank, we're ready to help you open doors to your future.
Our mortgage team is here and ready to begin your next step.
Doing the right things for the right reasons.
Welcome to our bank.
You belong here.
Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Many of us yearn for the glory of the field. To quarterback our team to victory. To catch the game-winning touchdown. But sadly, playing football.
Well, it's punting time for the Eagles as Cade Lachlan will send this one high and short, and an over-end kick that will take an Eagles roll across midfield and go out of bounds at the 38. Ooh, he's walking forward and calls it officially out of the 41-yard line. And I guess they're down there to see the angle a little bit better, and Dripping Springs will start at their own 41-yard line.
Fans are giving him what for on that spot, too?
1:03 left here, and Dripping Springs will come on out.
I'd really like to see our Georgetown defense bring some more pressure again and stop them.
2 men in the backfield here with Novosad. He'll drop back on first down, and he throws a screen meant for O'Bannon. O'Bannon makes the catch, but then he is brought down for a loss at the 40-yard line, and it's Emmanuel Obina giving credit for the tackle.
Great job. They sniffed out that screen. We talked about that a minute ago, wondering about if they would start trying to do a screen with us bringing all those rushes, huh?
40 seconds left. They don't stop the clock here, even though they have 2 timeouts left. And a man comes out of the backfield to play action for Novosad. He throws it to the left side on the comeback route. Making the catch is Noah Lawyer, and he's short of the first down, and he's officially down at the Dripping Springs 49-yard line. Brings up 3rd and short.
Defense needs to stop them here. If they get a first down, they'll burn that next time out. But
Novosad will hand it off here to Alford. And Alford gets the first down and gets into Eagles territory, is marked down at the 45-yard line. That moves the chain, stopping the clock at 8 seconds left. And I believe Dripping Springs will use their second timeout here. And we'll keep it right here, gentlemen, as Georgetown has a situation where they just kind of have to hold on for 8 more seconds before they go into the locker rooms, a chance to regroup and get the ball back at the half, or at the start of the second half, I should say.
Yeah, giving up points right here would hurt, but it's manageable.
And a pick 6 would help, and but I think they'll get in the locker room, and they always make incredible adjustments at the half. These coaches to our right, they run downstairs, chat with all the special units, and they'll make adjustments.
Sack fumble right here, scoop and score would work too.
One can dream, can't he?
We can. I do a lot.
Well, Coach Pat, he'll have them dialed in.
Already lined up is Austin Novosad, trips to the right and a tight end on the left, and Alford is in the backfield with him. He'll drop back for a pass on 1st and 10 from the 45. He's hit as he throws, and it goes wide right of an intended receiver, O'Bannon. He's looking for a flag. It's not going to happen, and the clock stops at 3 seconds on the incompletion.
Yeah, the quarterback got smoked right when he let the ball go, and that's the kind of stuff that can rattle a young quarterback. We need to keep that up in the second half.
Just to remind all our viewers, it's an audio-only broadcast today, in case anybody's watching wondering where our video is.
Yep, unfortunately, only exclusive rights are given to one person for the video stream. Novosad will drop back. Actually, he hands it off, I beg your pardon, to Alford, and Alford is eliminated on that run by Obina, and that is how the second quarter comes to an end. So we've played 24 minutes, and I think there's Emmanuel Obina might have lost something there, as I thought there might have been a scuffle on the field, but no, somebody just had to run into the Dripping Springs offensive line as they were on their way out, and that's how this ends. And we have a fun one here for you. We did not get a senior night at halftime, but we will air this as they set things up. We'll get the video stream up and rolling for you. But guys, thoughts in the first half?
I think we're just down 10. We've got a whole half to play, and we've come from behind several times, as Eagle Nation is aware. We've also had games where we've come out firing. So I'm not too terribly concerned. I think our defensive coordinators will work with their units and get it worked out, Kelly.
Dripping Springs has played really well in this first half, and Georgetown is actually lucky to not be down more than 10, but, a couple of mistakes by Dripping Springs, a bunch of mistakes by the Eagles. If we can eliminate those mistakes, then I think we can make this a different game in the second half, but we got to stop shooting ourselves in the foot.
And Darson seems to kind of have shaken off some of the cobwebs and seems to be, if nothing else, he had to rattle off some big runs. I'd be interested to see how many yards on the ground he has right now, probably at least 100, I would think.
He did have a couple big runs that resulted in an Eagles touchdown, and, the passing game has not been the strength of the Eagles to this point of the ball game, but it wouldn't be surprising if they maybe came back out with a couple different things that we haven't quite seen. We're going to go ahead and air this broadcast of the marching band and the dancers here on SHN Sports. We'll take a break and we'll be back. The Georgettes, thank you very much. I just wanted to jump to this.
Our generous sponsors, Prime Texas Irrigation and Landscaping. You can visit them at irrigationtexas.com. A&B Pools, visit them at ANBpools.com. Realtor Kimberly Wolfman, visit Kim at wolfrealestate.com. C.D. Bradshaw and Associates, PC. You visit Carrie at cdbradshaw.com. Thank you, sponsors. The Georgettes would like to thank their sponsors, Mark Morales, Attorney-at-Law, Area Wide Protective, and McCoy's. The Jets would also like to thank the Booster Club and board for all their hard work. Grace and Molly, thank you for always working so hard behind the scenes. Thank you all for your support. It is with the greatest of pleasure that I introduce you to the award-winning Sweethearts of Georgetown, the Georgettes. The Georgette officers are Lieutenant Lily Mae Dockery, Lieutenant Anna Kate Seaback, First Lieutenant Amelia Federico, and our 2021 Georgette Captain, Miss Brooklyn Ivy. The Georgette socials are Stephanie Berganza, Madison Knepler, Ariel Skelton, and Avery Slovis. Officers' choices of the week are Bethany Garza and Caitlin Linda. The Georgettes of the week are Kendall Casey and Catherine Biggs. The Georgettes would like to dedicate this performance to their senior Georgettes. We love you, seniors. And now, watch the Georgettes as they perform a prop routine to this mashup of traditional Texas tunes from the Yellow Rose of Texas and deep in the heart of Texas. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. The Georgettes are under the direction of Miss Nikki Prosser. The band is led onto the field by drum majors Austin Novosad, Leo Lashley, and Bahad Shaheen Valed. Your 2021 color guard captain is Gracie Lawson. Lieutenant is Maggie Lowe, and Sergeant is Casey Chris. Head social officer is Morgan Pride, and the social officers are Amelia and Rebecca Watson. Now we celebrate our members of the week. Please congratulate our color guard member of the week, Amelia Watson. Color guard officer's choice is Marissa Eggleston. The brass member of the week is Michael Gonzalez. The woodwind member of the week is Landon Colbert. The percussion member of the week is Seo Barajas. The Eagle Band section of the week is the color guard. Finally, our Eagle Band parent of the week is Miss Brandy Watson. Congratulations all. We will now announce the finalists for this year's annual section of the year. The following two sections have demonstrated the band motto of pride, commitment, and excellence all season. We will nominate an additional wild card section after UIL in April and announce the winner at our annual band banquet. The finalists for the 2021 Eagle Band section of the year are the Mellophones, the Color Guard, and the Clarinets. Congratulations all. The Georgetown High School Eagle Marching Band and Color Guard will now give our final performance of our 2020 competition show, EF&D. On Wednesday, November 18th, your award-winning Eagle Band competed in the UIL Region 26 Marching Contest and earned a unanimous first superior rating. Congratulations, band. This year's show was designed with you, our beloved Georgetown community, in mind. We are all experiencing unprecedented challenges, and we hope you will find EF&D to be an uplifting tribute to all things blue and white, Eagles, and Georgetown. The band would like to dedicate tonight's performance to all those who have and are currently fighting and beating breast cancer. Now, please give a thunderous round of applause as your award-winning Georgetown Eagle Band and Color Guard perform EF&D. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now our great honor to recognize the Cheer, Georgette, and Eagle Band seniors for the class of 2021, who begin tonight with the Georgetown High School cheerleading seniors. We're honored to begin with Miss Kennedy Bailey. Kennedy is being escorted by her parents, Craig and Jessica Bailey, siblings Mackenzie, Camden, and Bentley. Kennedy is captain and NCAA All-American. She has been a GHS cheerleader for 4 years. Kennedy is planning to attend the University of Texas at Austin to major in medical laboratory science. We are honored to recognize Miss Samantha Bautista. Samantha is being escorted by her parents, Norman and Mary Ann Bautista. Samantha is a captain and NCAA All-American. She has been a GHS cheerleader for 4 years. Samantha plans to attend the University of Houston and major in health communications. We are honored to recognize Ms. Carson Cunningham. Carson is being escorted by her parents, Cord and Kara Cunningham. She has been a GHS cheerleader for 3 years. Carson plans to major in biology in college. We'll now honor Ms. Kendall Fry. Kendall is being escorted by her parents, Bill and Melissa Fry, and sister Riley. She has been a GHS cheerleader for 2 years. Kendall is planning to attend the University of Mary Hardin Baylor, where she plans to major in nursing. Next, we are honoring Miss Reese Johnson. Reese is being escorted by her mom, Lori Johnson, and her dad, Keelan Johnson. She has been a GHS cheerleader for 1 year. Reese is planning to attend Texas Tech and major in speech pathology. We are honored to recognize Miss Grace Carey. Grace is being escorted by her parents, Mark and Jennifer Carney. Grace has been a GHS mascot for 2 years. Grace plans to attend Abilene Christian University and major in kinesiology. Next, we are honoring Miss Isabella Rodriguez. Isabella is being escorted by her parents, Tony and Melissa Rodriguez, and sisters Addison, Lily, and Riley. She has been a GHS cheerleader for 4 years. Isabel is planning to attend the University of Mary Hardin Baylor and study to become a nurse as anesthetist. We will now honor Miss Gabriella Sarter. Gabriella is being escorted by her parents, Paul and Karen Sarter. Brother Jackson Sarter. Gabriella is captain and NCAA All-American. She's been a GHS cheerleader for 4 years. She plans to attend Texas Christian University and major in business management. We are honored to recognize Miss Anna Welch. Anna is being escorted by her parents, Chad and Farrah Welch, and brother James. Anna has been a GHS cheerleader for 4 years. She plans to attend the University of Mary Hardin Baylor and major in nursing. Please give a round of applause for our Eagle Cheer seniors. Thank you, ladies. We will now honor the Georgetown High School Georgette seniors. We are honored to begin with Miss Kendall Casey. Kendall is a 3-year member of the Georgette organization. She is being escorted by her mother and father, Talita and Dema Casey. Kendall plans to attend the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where she will study pre-nursing. She also plans to continue her dance career in college as a member of the Scarlet Dance Line. Please welcome Miss Lily Mae Dockery. Lily Mae is a 2-year member of the Georgettes and serves as lieutenant. She's being escorted by her mother and father, Marcia and Toby Thibodeau. Lily plans to attend Kilgore College, where she will perform with the Rangerettes, while earning credits towards her Bachelor of Arts degree in dance. Next, we honor Miss Amelia Federico, a 4-year member of the Georgettes and currently serves as first lieutenant on the officer line. She is being escorted onto the field by her mother and father, Ellen and Massimo Federico. Amelia plans to attend Georgetown University in Washington and study international business. Please welcome Miss Bethany Garza, a 1-year member of the Georgettes. She is being escorted by her parents, Maggie and Robert Garza. She plans to attend Texas A&M University in Corpus Christi and continue her dance career as a member of the Islanders dance team. And now, please recognize Miss Brooklyn Ivy, a 4-year member of the Georgettes and the 2021 Georgette captain. She is being escorted by her parents, Michelle and Scott Ivy. Brooklyn plans to attend Sam Houston State University, where she will earn her Bachelor of Science, majoring in kinesiology with a minor in dance. She also plans to continue her dance career as a member of the Arts Pride dance team. Please honor Miss Madison Knepler. Madison is a 3-year member of the Georgettes. She is being escorted by her mother and father, Jennifer and Eric Knepler Sr. Madison plans to attend Rhode Island High School of Design, where she will study animation. Please welcome Miss Catherine Mitz. Catherine is a 4-year member of the Georgettes. She is being escorted by her mother, Dawn Mitz. She plans to attend Sam Houston State University, where she will study criminal justice and forensic science. Next, we honor Miss Hannah Barton, a 3-year member of the Georgettes. She is being escorted onto the field by her mother, Kelly Barton, and her father, Alan. Hannah plans to attend Vanderbilt University in Nashville, where she will earn her psychiatry degree with a major in neuroscience. Please recognize Miss Ariel Skelton, a 3-year member of the Georgettes and the Social. She is being escorted by her parents, Addie and Thomas Skelton, and her sister, Mackenzie. Ariel plans to attend ACT and transfer to San Angelo State, where she will study special education therapy. And now, please welcome Miss Samantha Sprout, a 3-year member of the Georgettes. She is being escorted by her mother and father, Wanda and Mark Sprout. She plans to attend Texas A&M University, where she will study architecture and interior design. Please give a round of applause for our Georgette seniors. Thank you, ladies. We will now honor the seniors of the Georgetown High School Eagle Banded Color Guard. We are honored to begin with Mr. Seo Barajas. Seo plays percussion and is escorted by his parents, Celia and Michael. Seo plans to attend the University of Texas San Antonio to study nursing. We will now honor Mr. George Barber. George plays mellophone and is escorted by his parents, Jillian and John Barber. After graduation, George plans to enlist in the United States Coast Guard. Please recognize Miss Bea Casio. Bea plays trumpet and is escorted by her parents, Marty and John Casio. Bea plans to attend either Lamar or Texas A&M Kingsville to study forensic chemistry. Please recognize Miss Sophia Cortez. Sophia plays percussion and is escorted by her dad, Gerardo Cortez. Sophia plans to attend Texas A&M University to study animal science. Please recognize Mr. Dylan Earl. Dylan plays trombone and is escorted by his parents, David and Hubert. Dylan plans to attend Texas A&M University to study computer engineering. Next, we are honored to recognize Mr. Camden Elliott. Camden plays mellophone and is escorted by his parents, Dennis and Rachel. Camden plans to attend the University of Houston to study finance. Please recognize Mr. Eric Irvin. Eric plays tuba and is escorted by his mom, Stephanie, and his sister, Rihanna. Eric plans to attend the University of Texas San Antonio to study cybersecurity. We'll now honor Mr. Carl Francis. Carl plays bass clarinet and is escorted by his mom, Crystal Rager. Carl is continuing to explore his options for next year. We'll now honor Mr. Daniel Cunningham. Daniel plays percussion and is escorted by Corey and Stephanie Cunningham. Daniel plans to attend Austin Community College. Please recognize Mr. Brandon Horner. Brandon plays euphonium and is escorted by his parents, Todd and Amelia. His sister, Brooke. Brandon plans to attend the University of Houston, or UTSA, to study architecture. Next, we honor Miss Jessica Jordan. Jessica is a member of the Color Guard and is escorted by her parents, Tracy and Trevor Peterson, and her sister, Brianna Jordan. Jessica plans to attend Texas A&M Corpus Christi to study marine biology. We'll now honor Miss Erin Jordan. Erin plays alto sax and oboe and is escorted by her father, Brian, and her mother, Debbie Olson. Erin plans to attend Texas State University to study criminal justice. We'll now honor Miss Kelsey King. Kelsey plays piccolo and flute and is escorted by her sister Bailey and her parents Bradley and Allison King. Kelsey plans to attend Texas State University to study education. We'll now honor Mr. Jacob Klaus. Jacob plays tenor and bari sax and is escorted by his parents Robin and Kevin Klaus. Jacob plans to attend Glenn College to study business administration. We'll now honor Mr. Jerry Curtin. Jerry plays percussion and is escorted by his sister Anna, his brother Timmy, and his parents Karen and Kurt Curtin. Jerry plans to attend either the University of Texas Dallas or Austin to study computer science. We'll now honor Miss Leo Lashley. Leo is a drum major and plays euphonium. Leo is escorted by her parents, Glenn and Eric Lashley. Leo plans to attend a school in California to study animation. Please honor Miss Anna Lloyd. Anna plays trombone and is escorted by her sister Emily and her parents Jimmy and Lori. Anna plans to attend ACC and then transfer to Texas State University to study biology. Next we honor Mr. Devin Lopez. Devin plays trombone and is escorted by his sister Melanie and his parents Cindy and Jose Lopez. Devin plans to attend ACC to study computer science or computer engineering and then transfer to Texas A&M. Please help us honor Miss Grace Lawson. Grace is the Color Guard captain and is escorted by her parents, Byron and Erica Lawson. Grace plans to attend college to study liberal arts. We'll now honor Mr. Antonio Martinez. Antonio plays alto saxophone and is escorted by Celio Emiliano Marcia and Antonio Martinez, Sr. Antonio plans to attend Texas A&M University to study business marketing. Now please help us honor Mr. Devin May.
Well, big congratulations to all of the seniors out there. Mr. Curtis Parker, who is the public address here, doing the honors, saying thank you to everybody, but we do have a game eventually coming up here. The entire 28 minutes allotted for halftime has already expired, and at some point I was going to go ahead and get to our sponsors, so I'll just go ahead and do it now. Big thanks to Extraco Banks. Let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewitt family of dealerships, Texas True. Our bank, you're more than a customer, you are part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. Oak Ridge Disciple House, there's light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Borrow from Morrow, our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfromorrow.com. Schlotzsky's, serving Georgetown since 1997. We haul buns. And Ideal Signs, custom signage for all of your business needs. Also, we would like to extend a thank you to somebody who came on for the playoffs and will be broadcasting for all of our Georgetown ISD basketball games across boys and girls basketball for Georgetown and Eastview. Georgetown Jewelry. This broadcast brought to you in part by Georgetown Jewelry. Call Georgetown Jewelry to order your holiday jewelry gift for Christmas, or come by and experience their one-of-a-kind customer service in their clean showroom. Georgetown Jewelry offers a great variety of estate jewelry, fine jewelry, and many silver items. Check them out at 3010 Williams Drive, open 6 to 10 every day except Sunday. So, as we come back in here and we have this extended halftime, I bring back on Kelly Duvall and David England. I didn't mean to catch y'all off guard. Both of y'all didn't have your headsets on, so as I said that, I turned over and realized I might have made a mistake, but you guys eager to get back on the call here, but not as eager as the Eagles, who are waiting at their tunnel for this impromptu playoff game, senior day, which was originally scheduled for that Weiss game. Very nice of Georgetown ISD to take this opportunity to give these seniors in band and dance an opportunity to be recognized.
Absolutely. It's, they've worked so hard, and, we never knew if we were going to get to this point back in March with everything going on, and now here we are. And so a lot of kids are getting to have a really good, memorable season, and we're very thankful for that. And hats off to the administrators at Georgetown ISD, the coaches and the teachers and everybody for keeping everybody healthy and, making sure we see this day, And also, I saw Emily at the half, and she said that lots of folks are here. Snoop Daniel from Flex ATX, give a shout-out to him. And got to see Bo Corrales down there. He's at University of North Carolina. And Caden Leggett's here, Paul Salcedo, Hunter Creasy, Cole Northcutt, Corey Coleman, Brandon Wilson, Chris Martinez, RJ Moreno, Tommy Wilson. Bunch of folks here. Almost like a homecoming game for us.
Bunch of old school Eagles.
And we'll get Kelly's audio pulled up here.
Some may be grateful that my audio is my audio. There's the conclusion of the halftime festivities. And one thing in the second half that really has to happen is we got to get this guy going again. And between Nate Denny and Ryan Eady and Darson Herman, we got to get that running game going and control this clock, keep the ball away from Dripping Springs, and get some stops on defense.
Absolutely. I love, like you said, Kelly, you called for it. You called for pressure, and it's like the coaches heard you in the booth next to us. They got that pressure as the kids run through the run-through right now.
And they get to go through their seniors banner as well, as this is sort of a makeshift senior day for the football team as well. And just very happy to bring it to you live, even though it's audio only on SHN Sports. And as we get a chance to talk to the camera once more, guys, it's been a slow start for the Eagles, and they had it within 3 before the Tigers inexplicably were going to be forced out, got a pass interference, which then led to a score, but they get the ball back to start the second half.
And this first drive is going to be important to really set the tone for this second half for the Eagles. And drive down, put some points on the board, and then get that defense out there, get them fired up, and hopefully continue to bring pressure on this young Tigers quarterback.
Chatting with one of the coaches coming back up the elevator, it's like there's no panic because we've been in worse situations at the half thus far this season. So just being down 27-17, it's not an insurmountable, task for these Eagles to come from behind. We've seen it before, and we've also seen them come out and just be explosive. And these coaches, they know how to coach them up, and they'll take care of business.
You were on the call with me when the Eagles came back from down 27-7 at the half, first game of the season against Belton, a 6A school. And then later on in the year, y'all both remember the Manor ball game where the Eagles scored 38 unanswered after falling down, I think it was 26-0.
Right.
So, these Georgetown Eagles early in the season were considered the comeback kids. Since then, they've been winning games convincingly, and we are ready to get this second half underway. It'll be Chapman who will send this one away from the 40, back deep to receive for the Georgetown Eagles, Brandon Bradford and Nate Denny. Second half about to get underway. The Tigers lead at 27-17. Chapman takes his 5-yard charge, and it's an onside kick, and it'll be scooped up by one of the upmen, and it looks like the Eagles will have one of their better starting field positions of the ball game here as a nice play. Johnny on the spot is Devin Ross, and that gets the Eagles out to the 46-yard line.
You get the feeling that Drip wanted to put this game out of reach for Georgetown early and really get the crowd out of it with that play. Good heads-up play.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Drip was trying to grab hold of this second half by the throat to start with. And fortunately, the front line of the Eagles.
Is that a game-changing play, Kelly?
Could be.
Opportunity here for the Eagles. Two receivers on the right, a single receiver to the left. 1st and 10, ball on their own 46-yard line, and a direct snap to Nate Denny. He gets to midfield and into Dripping Springs territory to the 49-yard line for a pickup of 5 yards on first down.
Big boy back there running. There's going to be a fight over here for airtime.
The Wildcat, we call it the Wild Nate or Wild Denny.
Two receivers on both sides of spread look here out of the pistol formation. Denny will get the handoff. He goes up the middle and stays on his feet, fights forward to the 45-yard line, just short of the first down. And Nate Denny has carried all 9 yards of the first 2 plays here from scrimmage for the Eagles in the second half.
3rd and short. You like that.
Yep. I want to see that where they have all 3 running backs in the backfield.
They got McCown out there to the left again.
We haven't seen that today.
Nate Denny is the tailback for Herman in 3rd and 1 situation. He has the first down, and Moore gets to the 40-yard line before he's dropped at the 39. Tackle made by Shell Hudson, and that's a borrow from Morrow first down. Eagles in Dripping Springs territory at the 39-yard line.
Love me a running game.
How many yards did he need, Kelly, to make 1,000 on the season?
152.
1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Dripping Springs 39-yard line. It's an empty backfield as Denny shifts over to the right side out of the backfield for Herman. He'll drop back for a pass with trips to his left. Throws down the right sideline. Denny is beat his defender, makes the catch inside the 10, and throws the ball down with a mic drop at the 6-yard line.
David, it's kind of hard to contain David over here, but what a great play.
The Eagles get into the Smoothie King red zone.
They had trips left and Denny to the right.
Trips left again. Denny not on the field at the moment. He earned himself a quick break as Edie is the tailback out of the pistol formation. Herman from the 6-yard line gives it to Edie. Edie follows his block on the right side, tries to shift back to the middle and gets to the 5-yard line. They might give him the 4 on 1st and goal from the 7. He picks up 3 yards.
Good job of Ryan just sneaking in behind those big linemen and letting them push people out of the way for him.
Fresh legs.
Yes, sir.
The offensive coordinator's wife just jumped out of the stand. She's super excited about all this action.
Lachlan, Bradford, and Fithian lined up on the left side. Herman has Edie to his right. It'll be a zone read keeper for Herman. He takes it into the end zone for a 4-yard touchdown.
Big drive there, and the coaches over on the Dripping Springs side of the field may have regretted that onside kick attempt, but you can't blame them. But that was a great drive, and most of it happened on the ground. And big number 30 rumbling, big number 8 rumbling. That's what we need to see. Now that defense needs to be fired up.
Eagle Booster Club drive recap. They take it for 58 yards, and the Salceda point after attempt brings this game back to within 3 for Georgetown. 27-24, 9:42 left to play in the third quarter, as we just started off the second half here on SHN Sports. And again, if you didn't have an opportunity, we'd like to thank some of our sponsors, starting off with Georgetown Jewelry. This broadcast brought to you in part by Georgetown Jewelry. Call Georgetown Jewelry to order your holiday jewelry gift for Christmas, or come by and experience their one-of-a-kind customer service in their clean showroom. Georgetown Jewelry offers a great variety of estate jewelry, fine jewelry, and many silver items. Check them out at 3010 Williams Drive, open 10 to 6 every day except Sunday. And also our other sponsors, Extraco Banks. Let's build some dreams. Grand Endeavor Homes, luxury custom homes in the Austin and San Antonio areas. Don Hewitt family of dealerships, Texas True. Our bank, you're more than a customer, you're part of our family. Thank you for banking on us. Oak Ridge Disciple House, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. That light can be found through Oak Ridge. Smoothie King at Wolf Ranch, blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Borrow from Morrow, our family, your future, our focus. Visit borrowfromorrow.com. Schlotzsky's, serving the Georgetown area since 1997. We haul buns. And Ideal Signs, custom signage for all of your business needs.
Quick weather report, 60 degrees, winds northeast at 7. Perfect weather.
On that last drive, our buffet killers here just
the Eagles will try an onside kick themselves, and it's taken by one of the upmen. And yeah, sorry, what were you saying about the offensive line?
No, I was saying our offensive line on that last drive did a really good job of moving guys out of the way, and it was an inspired effort by these big boys up front. And it's now the defense has to pull their part and stop this drive, especially with the coaches going, hey, we're going to depend on you and we're going to try our onside kick.
Unfortunately, they're in our territory. I don't know that I agree. I don't want to go against their plan, but I don't agree with doing an onside kick just there. We're only down 3. I think you need to pin them deep and give our defense all the room to hold them.
Both teams trade onside kicks, and both teams field those onside kicks pretty easily. Novosad in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 47-yard line. It's a handoff to Alford, and Alford is brought down by Aiden Valencia, the safety, coming in to make the stop. Only a pickup of 1 yard on the play.
Nice job by the defense in pursuit, and a couple of guys were getting held on that. The left side of the offensive line had when you can't run away from a guy and he's behind you, you got to be holding.
2nd and 9. Ball moved up to the 46-yard line. Dripping Springs in Eagles territory. Novosad in the shotgun. He has Alford to his right, trips to the left, a single isolator isolated on the right side, and a couple players go in motion to make a trips right, single receiver on the left side. Novosad drops back for a pass and throws it to the left side, breaking free of a tackle, and getting across the 30 is Alford, and Alford gets to the 28-yard line after he was initially hit on the play, and that moves the chains for Dripping Springs.
Langhorne had a shot at him, but bounced off of him. You got to wrap up.
Yes, that's why I apologize for I got to move my mic. I thought Langhorne just laid the wood, but no.
1st and 10 here from the 28, and it'll be a handoff to O'Bannon. O'Bannon gets past the right side, gets free across the 15 to the 10, angles for the end zone, and he is close. It will be whistled a touchdown, but a flag on the play, and this could bring this one back.
It's going to be a procedure penalty.
Coach Zimmerman for the Dripping Springs Tigers trying to plead his case, but instead I think this will negate the 28-yard touchdown run. Let's see what the official has to say. Will be a 5-yard penalty on Dripping Springs, pushing them back to the 33 and taking away that touchdown from the explosive Cameron O'Bannon.
That's a big penalty there, and it's about time one went against Dripping Springs. It really hurt them. That takes 6 points off the board.
It was a pretty slick play on Dripping Springs' part. That number 15 just really diced through our defense like butter. He's talented.
2 men in the backfield with
same play.
And it will be O'Bannon who gets the handoff, goes around right end, and he is brought down by Dre Langhorne at the 21-yard line, just short of the yard to gain, which is the 18. And it brings up 2nd down.
Nice job of the offensive line moving people off the ball. I think we got an injured player.
They're probably cramping. Yeah, they just went right back to the same play. It worked the first time. Identical play. And
Looks like Matthew McCracken is the injured Eagle. Hopefully he's okay. The clock stops at 8:25 for the injury timeout. They mark him back at the 22-yard line is where the spot is officially stopped. So it'll actually be 2nd and 4 coming up.
And you can get fooled because today is a very cool day. However, the humidity is very low. The wind is blowing. I'm sure the athletic trainers are keeping them well hydrated, but you could very well have some cramps here pretty soon if it doesn't feel like a hot summer day where you need to be drinking lots of fluids, but these guys need to, if they're not getting an IV on the sideline, just be chugging that Gatorade.
McCracken able to walk off under his own power here. 2nd and 4, ball at the Eagles' 22-yard line. Dripping Springs trying to get back into the red zone. 2nd and 4, 2 men in the backfield with Novosad. Play action. Looks to his right for the pass, and it's completed at the 10, looking to make a couple defenders miss. Gets it to the 5, and completing that one is Duncan, and that's a 1st down and sets up 1st and goal from the 4-yard line as the chains move. The clock stops at 8:12 in the 3rd.
It looked like he just kind of went into space, and there wasn't really anybody covering him, and he's wide open for that little catch, pitch and catch.
Novosad waiting for new instructions. He has O'Bannon in the backfield with him as well as Alford. And it'll be a give to Alford. Alford stretching out to the left side, looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Dripping Springs. They take it 4 yards in as Preston Alford adds to his impressive outing. The junior, 5'11", 190, also plays quarterback and free safety. Playing running back today has been a thorn in the Eagles' side.
Valencia and Espinoza both just laid out, dove for his feet, and he just was very elusive on that run. They just couldn't quite bring him down.
So Chapman will attempt the point after. And he sends that one through the uprights and good, and that makes this one 34-24, back to a 10-point lead. Both teams exchanging touchdowns here in the first half, and we'll take a break here on SHN Sports. We'll be back in a moment.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams.
To learn more, visit extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
(34-24) with 7:49 left to play in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles had cut it to 3, and then the Tigers come back, answer with a touchdown of their own. Both teams exchanging onside kick recoveries, leading to quick scores from both teams here in the start of the 2nd half. And Dave, wearing your blue, what is it that you think the Eagles need to do?
I just think we need a quick break. We need something to where our defense is able to have a good stop, and we start, like Cole was just saying, we keep starting on the 5-yard line, and they're starting on our 45-yard line. We need field position to change, and we need just a break where we get to where we have the lead. If we're going to keep trading scores back and forth, we need to be in the lead on that.
Chapman will line things up. It looks like he'll be sending this one deep, back deep to receiver Bradford and Denny. Denny will trot up to the 9-yard line where he'll return it down the middle of the field. Gets across the 25 space at the 25, makes a defender miss at the 25, gets to the 30, stiff arms the defender at the 35, stays on his feet across the 45, down the right sideline at the midfield, the 40, and he's brought down near the 35-yard line. Nate Denny with the explosive play gives the Eagles great starting field position.
Man. Cole called it.
Anytime you put the ball in that guy's hands, amazing things can happen.
They keep kicking it to him too.
And as they were kicking it, I was just thinking to myself, could be the game break where special teams, we get a break and we start to shift the momentum in this game.
Eagles start off in plus territory at the Dripping Springs 35-yard line. 1st and 10, Darson Herman has 2 receivers stacked on the right side, a single receiver tight in the left, and Bradford, 2 men in the backfield with him out of the pistol formation. He fakes the handoff to Denny, and he'll pass it down the right sideline, just overthrows Brandon Bradford, who had worked his way to the right side of the field. And And incompletion stops the clock at 7:30 here in the third.
And where Darson was throwing, if you look at the shadow, the viewers can't see it, but the right light tower is shining at the 40-yard line, and he was looking right into the sun, throwing it to Brandon.
Two receivers stacked a little bit wider on either side this time. Pistol formation. Denny is the tailback. Herman in the shotgun. He wants to change the play after a couple claps on a fake snap count.
He almost got him. They jump.
3 down linemen for the Tigers here. It is a keeper for Herman after he fakes the handoff to Denny. Then he throws it out to the left side. It's caught by Bradford. He finds some room across midfield, picks up the first down. That's Fithian. Gets across 25 to the 20, moves the chains for a borrow from Morrow first down.
Nice job of Tyler out there, letting the other receiver block for him and make some things happen. 5'10", 170-pound senior. Did a great job of being patient in his run once he got the football in his hands.
1st and 10, Eagles looking to tempo here. It'll be a quick give to the man in motion going left to right on an end around. Taking it for the Eagles was
Denny.
Was it Nate Denny?
Yeah, Denny.
Denny comes in.
He taps his helmet and says, all right, I need a breather, coach.
Denny runs a stretch play to only pick up 1 yard, as we've seen Denny put out there as a kind of receiver a couple times today, and that's a little bit of a wrinkle in the Georgetown offense. 2nd and 9, ball on the 17-yard line. Georgetown in Dripping Springs territory. Empty backfield here. Designed run here for Edey, and Edey with the direct snap tries to follow his right side of the line. I don't think he picked up a yard, and 3rd and 9 coming up.
They got to I've been expecting all year for them to kind of run something a little different out of that Wildcat formation, maybe a throw or something, but every time we've run it, they've kept the football, so that allows the defense. Now we've got our monster back there in the backfield.
Jumbo set.
It's that jumbo set. Herman has Denny as the tailback. He gives it to Denny, and Denny tries to get to the 15. He has that one sniffed out, and the Eagles only pick up a couple yards, and 4th down coming up here. And considering the score, you're down 2. You go ahead and trust your kicker here in this situation to try and make this a 1-score ball game.
Well, that was one of the circumstances where that was a great open field tackle of Nate Denny, and one guy brought him to the ground on the first attempt, and that doesn't usually happen.
You know, Court Sparkman is the holder, so could there be a fake?
33-yard attempt here for Carson Salceda. Sparkman with a hold, and Salceda has this one not go through the prettiest end-over-end way, but it does go through, and that's 3 more points on the board for the Eagles. 5:36 left to play in the third quarter, and it's only a 7-point ball game. This has been a fun one. If you guys are just now joining us, Georgetown fell behind 14-0 in the first quarter, and then they scored 9 straight in the second quarter before we ended up with quite a shootout that we were expecting that started in the second quarter, and it's carried on over here in the third quarter, which leads us to this 34-27 score here as the Tigers have a touchdown lead with 5:36 left.
You know, you don't want this to come down to a field goal to win it, but if it does, I think we've got a pretty good edge because that's been, our kicker has just been lights out all year. He's only missed a couple of kicks.
Well, their kicker's got a strong leg too. I think he's probably got a little more range than Sauceda does, but he missed an extra point earlier, so really interesting.
Yeah, the Eagles elected to go for 2, and I believe both times they were kept out of the end zone, right? So that's why you see this 27-point score for the Eagles. Salceda will kick this one off.
I don't see the onside setup, so.
O'Bannon and Alford back deep to receive. This one will be taken by O'Bannon at the 20-yard line. He takes down the right numbers, makes a couple defenders miss, and then he's wrapped up just past the 30. And forward progress will be marked at the 32-yard line. Dripping Springs will start off there in their own territory. 5:28 left to play in the third quarter, and they lead it by a touchdown.
We'll see.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
We'll see if the defense starts bringing pressure from different locations, because they were bringing it from the edges, and Dripping Springs started picking it up on that last drive they had. So we'll see if they start moving that pressure around some.
5 wide here for Novosad, 4 receivers on the left, a single receiver on the right. 1st and 10 from the 31. It'll be a quick pass out to the left side, caught by Alford, and he breaks away from a couple tackles, gets across the 35, down the left side on at the 40, the 45, 50, and he's pushed out of bounds in Eagle territory, and then he was pushed out of bounds by Dre Langhorn. A flag comes in during the play. Let's see what it's about.
It's a holding. On drip, holding on drip.
I think you saw the same thing I did, and you had a bit better angle of it. Let's see what the official call is here.
Well, there was a hold right at the beginning of the play, too, out here on the edge.
And that will back up Dripping Springs as they had an explosive play into Eagle territory. Instead, we'll replay 1st down, and the ball will be marked 10 yards from the spot. So that would, let's see where they officially give it. They will give them a new set of down. Well, it would have been repeat 1st down anyway, but they moved the chains for the sake of how math works, and it's a new set of downs technically. With it'll be 1st and 10, even though they had a penalty for holding. And I think they're going to do a little clerical work here as the referee wants to check in on everything.
Yeah, it was a spot foul, so even with the mark off, they still gained enough for the 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 41. Novosad has the backfield emptied out, trips to the right, a single receiver to the left, a tight end on the right side. Quick pass out to the right, and it'll be a play broken up by Emmanuel Obina on the completed pass, as making the catch was Alford.
13, Luke Hudson, the receiver out there, had the cornerback wrapped up, literally had his arms around the arms of, I don't remember who it was out there on the edge, but he had to throw him off of him, and he's looking at the referee. I think they don't want to spread COVID with their flags.
2nd and 12. Clock starts up again, 4:40 left to play in the 3rd. It's a handoff to Alford, and Alford lowers his shoulder to the 45-yard line. They'll stop him just short of that, the 44, and it's only a pickup of 3. Brings up 3rd and long here.
Good job, number 25, Adam O'Brien, on grabbing a hold of that guy's legs, because if not, he would have gotten a 1st down, if not a touchdown. Good noise on the crowd now. I like it.
3rd and 7. Ball at the 43-yard line. Men go in motion to make it trips left, a single receiver on the right for Novosad. He'll hand it off to Alford. Alford is wrapped up by Bryson Hanks and brought down. Brings up 4th down, and I think the punting unit might come out here for Dripping Springs. Yep.
Yes.
Nice job. But if you remember in our last game, there was a successful punt fake against us. So hopefully these guys are paying attention to that. Is this their, no, this is their 2nd punt.
It's their 3rd, because a couple of them have gone over Denny's head.
That's
Denny
right.
waiting at the 10 this time around. It'll be O'Bannon who will kick it away from the 35-yard line. This one will be high and short. I don't think Denny will have an opportunity to return it. It takes a Dripping Springs roll across the 15, slows down at the 11, keeps going, and will be down officially at the 10-yard line with 3:19 left to play in the 3rd quarter. The Eagles get the stop, and now they can tie things up with a touchdown.
Right, that's the defensive stop that we were really hoping for, to stop this drip high-powered offense. And now our defense is on the sideline, get to take a breather again, get ready for another stop. But let's have some fun with the offense now, and run the ball and keep it away from Dripping Springs offense.
2 receivers stacked on either side. A pistol formation for Herman. He has Denny behind him. 1st and 10 from the 10. Georgetown in their own territory. They have 90 yards to march down the field if they want to score a touchdown on this drive. Herman claps his hands for the snap. Zone read, gives it to Denny. Denny bounces outside, goes around right end, gets across the 15, and fights for the 18-yard line before he is brought down on the play by P.J. Howe.
Nice job of Nate letting his blocks happen out there on the right side of the line, and then finding that hole and moving up the field. Good gain on 1st down.
Absolutely. 8 yards on 1st down. That's awesome.
2nd and 2. 5 wide here for Herman. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. He has that empty backfield. Claps his hands to the snap and drops back for the pass. Scans to the left. He's under pressure. Breaks free from one tackle. Crosses across the middle. And it's Fithian who couldn't come down with the catch, as he had to kind of reach for his ankles to pick that one up.
He just couldn't quite get his feet set because of the pressure and didn't quite get enough oomph on that ball to get to Fithian.
I think he was excited to see Tyler that wide open in the middle of the field. Boy, if he could hit him in stride.
Give credit to the big old Darson Herman for being able to evade that sack.
Yes.
2 receivers on both sides out of the pistol formation. Herman in the shotgun. He has Denny behind him, and he'll keep it himself. Go around left. Denny has a lot of space across the 25, and he is tripped up at the 30, but it's a borrow from Morrow first down. Flag comes in after the play. Let's see what this is about.
The only one standing in his way between him and the end zone was that umpire out in the middle of the field.
I beg your pardon, that is not a flag. Yellow pom-poms on the other side of the field looked like a flag to me from the Dripping Springs cheerleaders.
Somebody throw it in the air.
Yeah, I thought it was a flag, and that'll get a broadcaster 9 times out of 10, I think. The Eagles move blockers left to right, an empty left side of the field, trips to the right, and it'll be a play action for Herman. He has time to throw as he throws across the middle, and being tripped up maybe by the turf was Cade Lachlan. No flag coming in to save it, as that was a hard pass to catch, and incomplete. Stops the clock at 2:07 here in the third quarter. The Eagles at their own 30-yard line, trailing by 7.
You know, you take a shot. You know, it was probably out over his head. That's probably why the flag wasn't thrown. It felt like he was held up just a little bit on that route.
Yeah. P.J. Howell, the corner, grabbed his waist, and that's when he went down, but the ball was overthrown. That's what should have happened on a couple of plays earlier.
Pistol look here, and flags come in. I think this might be it. Both teams are pointing at each other. I think this might be on Dripping Springs for going into the neutral zone. Yep, so this is 5 yards against Dripping Springs, and on 2nd and 10, it now becomes 2nd and 5. The ball moves up to the 35-yard line. Eagles in their own territory, 2:07 left in the third, and Georgetown looking to tie it up.
I mean, call me silly, but I get excited for 5 yards. I mean, every yard counts right now.
Oh, it's the playoffs, isn't it? 2 receivers on both sides. Pistol formation for Herman, and he'll throw it out to the flat. It's caught by Petter. Petter gets across the 35, finds a little gear shift at the 40, and is pushed out of bounds at the 45-yard line. That's a borrow from Morrow, first down.
He is not frumpy anymore. Do you remember last year?
No.
Throw it to the frumpy kid?
No.
Our call it was Rouse.
All righty. New set of downs, 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Eagles in their own territory. 2 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Pistol formation. Herman has Denny behind him. And it'll be a keeper for Herman after he fakes the handoff to Denny. Gets across midfield to the 40, the 30, the 20. Nobody in front of him at the 10. Gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. 55 yards. Darson Herman ties this one. Makes it 1 point away from a tie ball game.
Oh, what a great run. They've run that exact same play 3 or 4 times, and Darson's been able to have big gains on all 3. They ran it down here earlier, and they stopped him at the 30. It was a first down gain, though, but they ran the exact same play, and they just bite so hard on the fake to Denny that they lose their lanes.
Carson Salcedo will kick the point after attempt through the uprights and good, and now we're officially tied at 34.
Vince Young-ish, you've got to put a spy on Darson now, and that changes your defensive plan, right?
He did such a good job faking it to Denny that I think it sparked him to go around the left end, because you have to respect Nate Denny as well.
Well, and all the linebackers on that play, whenever he fakes to Denny, all 3 of them moved to a lane they suspected Nate might run towards. There was good pressure from the left side of the Georgetown offense, right side of the Dripping Springs defense, but that pressure there was over pursuit there, and it left the lane, and Darson's gone.
Flex ATX posted the Bearded Wonders picture of that album cover with the gold ball, and I said it's going to be a dandy, and that's what we have, gentlemen, going into the fourth quarter, tie ball game. First round of the playoffs.
I think Darson's leading the team in rushing today.
I believe you're right. I think he's got to be.
Because he's had those 2 long touchdown runs and several other runs.
Sure. He's got probably 150 yards rushing by now.
Dripping Springs has actually done a decent job against Denny and Edie in keeping them from getting those big gains like they usually have. But Darson's.
They can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You give the ball to Darson, how are you going to tackle him? And it's elusive because I mean, it fools me. I'm following Denny because I think you just assume the Yale commit is getting the ball. And there goes Darson taking off.
Salcedo will line up only 3 yards out, takes it straight on, and will send it to Oban, who takes it at the 20. Down the right sideline, he gets across the 30 to the 35 before a gang of Eagles knocks him down. And let's see where they officially spot this. The 38 is where it looks like. And, you know, I know we're Eagles broadcast here, but Cameron O'Bannon has been a fun player to watch, and he's one of their stars.
He has. We try to promote all these student athletes and you know, give them some exposure, much deserved exposure. But this Dripping Springs offense has been pretty stinking fun to watch.
Two receivers go in motion right to left, trips to the left side now, and a flag comes in. I believe this is motion on the offense for Dripping Springs. That'll back them up 5 yards.
Did you hear the crowd?
It's a lot of crowd. Give credit to these Eagle fans.
These fans are having a blast down here. They're cheering. They're stomping their feet. They're into this game. Aiden Valencia's out there waving his hands. Let's go, let's go. This is awesome.
Playoff football.
Love it. Get loud, get loud. That's what Coach wants. Everybody on the sidelines. Let's go, let's make noise.
1st and 15, the ball backed up to Dripping Springs' own 33-yard line on the end around. O'Bannon gets it. He's trying to break free on the right side, gets across the 35, and I think he gets back to that original line of scrimmage, picks up 5 yards on the end around, and I think that'll officially go down as a pass from Novosad and brings up 2nd and 10.
Noah Maylow did a great job of coming from the middle of the field all the way over to the sideline to make that play. Now 2nd and long.
Alfred in the backfield with Novosad on 2nd and 10. Alfred gets the handoff, goes around right end, gets across midfield to the 40, 35, 30, and is down at the 29-yard line for an explosive play that moves the chains and flips the field.
I don't know how he does it. He is just elusive. He's a patient, good running back. And maybe it's the O-line too. They just open up big holes.
And they're trying to tempo the Eagles here. 1st and 10 in Eagles territory at the 29-yard line. 2 receivers on both sides and no running back. It's now an empty backfield for Novosad. He throws it out to the right side. It's completed and gets to the 25, and then being pushed out of bounds is Garen Duncan, who picks up about 6 yards on 1st down and quiets the Eagles fans here for a moment.
Clock's running, 42 seconds. You want this. They didn't stop the clock, but you don't want Drip to score right before at the end of the 3rd quarter here.
30 seconds straight up to play here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 4, ball at the 23-yard line. Novosad getting his instructions from the sideline. Play clock down to 13 seconds. 2 receivers on the right side, a single receiver to the left. Now Lawyer goes in motion right to left. Dropping back is Novosad. He has time to throw. Throws down the left side looking for the end zone and over the head of the intended receiver, Lawyer, but that was closer to the ball. Eric Espinoza, an incompletion, stops the clock at 8 seconds left in the 3rd.
Lawyer just ran a bad route there. You could tell he got delayed. Looks like our DB's kind of got in his way a little bit there, but he just couldn't get turned around in time, and the sophomore quarterback was looking for a fade kind of end zone, and he didn't get there.
I think this is going to be 4-down territory for Dripping Springs.
3rd and 4, ball at the 23-yard line. 2 men in the backfield with Novosad. He has O'Bannon to his left and Miller to his right. Loud Eagle Nation. It's a handoff to Miller. Miller finds a gap behind the left tackle and then is sent into the air, and making the stop for the Eagles is Sal De La Rosa, but it wasn't enough before the chains moved to the 16-yard line for a new set of downs. That's how the 3rd quarter will come to an end. We're tied at 34. Buckle up here as SHN Sports is going to bring you the 4th quarter of this broadcast. It's the Extraco Banks 4th quarter when we come back on SHN Sports.
Now that's the sound of Eagle football. While the Eagles deliver on the field, Extraco delivers off the field. Whether it's opening up a small business, growing your business, retirement, or something simpler, we'll work with you to make it a reality. Let's build some dreams.
To learn more, visit extracobanks.com. Extraco Banks is a member FDIC.
Hey y'all, this is Michelle with Schlotzky's. I've been here since 1997 when we opened our doors right here in Georgetown. As a lifelong resident that is dedicated to this community, I am passionate about our customers here in Georgetown. At Schlotzky's, we make our buns fresh from scratch. We fuse aged traditions with chef creations. Our employees have over 60 years combined experience in crafting the most savory sandwiches. Satisfy your hunger with the 13 ingredients that make up the famous original sandwich. Schlotzky's, lots better.
Start of the fourth quarter here. It's the Dripping Springs Tigers looking to retake the lead. 1st and 10, ball at the Eagles 16-yard line. In the shotgun, Novosad will hand it off to Miller, and Miller goes by on his left side of the line, able to stay on his feet after initially being hit by Dre Langhorn, and he fights his way to the 13-yard line, picks up a few on 1st down.
Well, the defense really needs to stiffen here and stop this drive, hold them to a field goal, if at all possible, and get this ball back into the hands of the offense.
2 men in the backfield with Novosad. 2nd and 7, ball at the 13. 2 receivers on the right side. Novosad gets new instructions from the sidelines and lets his offensive line know. He clears out O'Bannon out of the backfield and hands it off to Alford. Alford is tackled from behind by Dre Langhorn, and he's stopped at the 10 officially for a short gain of 3 yards. Brings up 3rd down.
Nice job by Dre getting penetration and getting back there and stopping that before it has any place to go. Dre has done a good job today. He's been playing really fired up football, and it's been fun to watch Dre play today.
It's been a clean game for the most part on the Eagles' part, you know. Very, very, knock on wood, very few penalties. I love the crowd getting into it, Carl.
It's big 3rd down, 3rd and 5. Men go in motion right to left. Novosad in the shotgun. Will hand it off to Alford. Alford follows his blocks on the right side across the 5, and he gets into the end zone for the Dripping Springs touchdown. Dre Langhorn had him wrapped up but couldn't make the tackle in time, and the Tigers retake the lead.
Well, I guess we're just going to punch this out.
You know, you give credit to that offensive line. We ran into somebody at the half. I think it was one of your police officer friends, and they said that O-line for Drip is big. So
well, they're moving people.
They are. Our guys need to shed those blocks.
Chapman will line up the point after attempt. He sends that one through the uprights and good, and hits the scoreboard to boot. 41-34, 10:29 left to play in this bi-district matchup. Don't go anywhere. We have a fun one here for you on SHN Sports. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
At our bank, we believe in doing the right things for the right reasons.
Just so you know,
for our families, our communities, our future, just like you do. We believe the right thing is more than just a handshake or a promise. It's a relationship guided by honesty and integrity. How can our bank help you?
Just tap me, I guess, when you want to show yours.
Thank you for calling our bank. This is Jenny. How can I help you?
Member FDIC.
Don't be looking at that
Equal housing
you're
lender.
looking at on that computer.
Hey, it's Chip from Hewlett Volkswagen. It's that time of year for fall, football, and family. And our family has been making it easy on your family for almost 20 years, like with our new Express online shopping tool, where you can find the perfect Volkswagen fit for your life and budget. This month, save $3,600 on a new 2020 Jetta S. You can drive away in a brand new Volkswagen for under $20,000. We have a lot to choose from. Hewlett Volkswagen, off I-35 in Westinghouse, or see for yourself at hewlettvw.com.
And we're back here in the fourth quarter, 10:29 left to play, as the Georgetown Eagles fall behind following the touchdown from Dripping Springs. A squib kick will make this one hard for the Eagles to get back on top of, and Johnny on the spot is Nate Denny as the Upmen let that go past them, and having to recover and scoop that one up was, I beg your pardon, that was Tyler Fithian, and man, that was a dangerous play there as the Tigers almost sent it into a space where only they could get it. And an offsides is called, as that was what they were trying to do, sort of a onside kick that didn't work out, and it's just a 5-yard penalty.
Kelly, you're unusually quiet.
You've been talking and talking.
We'll get a re-kick here, by the way.
I'm just messing with you, dude. I'm nervous.
We're good.
Well,
we're good.
When that ball went past the up man, was it Fithian that got on it or Brandon
Fithian
Bradford?
eventually got on it, yeah. That was quite a play by Fithian. He usually isn't anywhere in that area. He must have saw that nobody was really nearby either and just saved that from potentially being disastrous. They call the offsides on the kicking team, Dripping Springs, and now they'll have to kick it away from the 35-yard line.
A little more running room for the fellows back there.
Coleman Chapman will send it away. Nate Denny and Brandon Bradford are back deep to receive this kick, and this one will be taken by one of the upmen on a line drive. It's Tyler Fithian across the 40, looking for space at the 45-yard line. Gets down the left hash mark across midfield. Flag comes in on the play, but at the moment, it looks like the Eagles will be starting off in plus territory.
Chop block.
And it does go against the Eagles, so a flag against the Tigers causes the re-kick, and the Eagles had a solid return there from Fithian as he sort of played outfield and caught the line drive. And now let's see where this is going to be marked off of. I think this might go from midfield to the 35-yard line potentially.
Well, we were set up for great field position, and then that illegal block below the waist. Which, that's one of those aggression penalties and get caught up in the heat of the moment. That's a big penalty, but that's so much less frustrating than those pre-snap and post-whistle penalties.
Mm-hmm.
So the Eagles will now start at the 36-yard line, it looks like. Call it the 32, actually. I beg your pardon. The scoreboard has it a little wrong. Now it's the 32 officially. First and 10 from the 32, Eagles in their own territory. Pistol look here for Herman with Denny behind him, and Herman will keep it and has a notion to pass, does pass it out to Fithian in the flat. Fithian follows his blocker of Lachlan, gets across the 40, and a solid gain of 8 yards on first down on quite the play there for Herman. Fakes the handoff, fakes the run, and then hits Fithian for the bubble screen.
Just in time.
Just in time.
Just in time. He was almost there past the line.
And there have been a couple of times where Darson has been close to being across the line, but it's got to be your entire body and the football have to be beyond the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
2nd and 1, Eagles at the 41. Herman will drop back for a pass, lobs it up down the left sideline. No flag coming in.
Wow.
Cade Lachlan.
There we go.
The back judge decides to get in because the line judge was not going to call that. Lachlan just waves off P.J. Howe, who doesn't agree, but there was way too much contact there for the defense not to get called.
There was a hold at the start of that because the number 5 was getting beat, and then the line judge and the field judge, neither one of them threw a flag, and then the back judge.
I saw the field judge reaching for it, and he couldn't get it out fast enough before the guy in the middle threw it.
Man.
So he beat him to it.
I'm telling you, the line judge's flag on this side has COVID all over it, and he doesn't want to spread COVID, so he won't throw it.
Well, 15-yard gain moves the ball to the 44-yard line, and the Eagles now in Dripping Springs territory. 9:35 left to play in the fourth quarter. The Eagles looking to tie this one back up. 2 receivers stacked on either side, and a neutral zone infraction forced to the right side of the line to jump for the Eagles. Let's see if they call this on Georgetown or if they call it on Dripping Springs. False start is what's called on the right side of the line. The Eagles fans not happy about it. If we had a replay, you could see that that was what you were taught in the NFL at least. If they jump off sides, you move as an offensive lineman. In this case, the officials call it on Georgetown.
Yeah, number 97 and 32 for Drip. They flinched and made our right side jump.
So 1st and 15, ball at the 44-yard line. Herman fakes a pass to the flats and throws it to the left side. Lachlan wide open, nobody in front of him across the 20. The 15, he's brought down from behind by P.J. Howe. Inside the red zone, though, it's the Smoothie King red zone and a borrow from Morrow first down. Georgetown looks like they're trying to tempo the Chain Gang and the Tigers.
Cade Lachlan got held again, but got out of the hold of number 5, and good gain for a first down.
Eagles looked like they were going to tempo Dripping Springs. Instead, they decide to set up a play here. They're at the 11-yard line in Dripping Springs territory, 1st and 10. 9:13 left to play in the 4th quarter. Herman gets his instructions from the sidelines. He has Denny behind him in the pistol. McCown moves over right to left as a fullback. Play action, bootleg to the right. Herman throws, lobbing it into the end zone. Nate Denny makes the catch for the 11-yard touchdown.
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all could have seen that catch, you'd be as shocked as we are. Nate Denny had somebody all over him, and that wrestler came down with that ball. Wow.
Salcedo will line up the point after attempt. And it's a fake. Sparkman will lob it to Dre Langhorn, who gets in the end zone for the 2-point conversion. The Eagles take the lead.
Woo-wee.
How cool is that?
Dre was camped out there. They didn't even know he was out there. That was awesome.
Wow. He was just hanging out on the sideline for all anybody in the stadium knew. And there comes Langhorn.
I didn't see him.
Out for the pass.
We get to look at the replay here on the scoreboard, and Langhorn was just chilling on the sideline. You would think that he was one of the players.
So here's what has to happen for that to be legal. Dre had to go out past the numbers and then come back. They'll report it to the referee and go, hey, we're running a trick play. Dre has to go out past the numbers and then come back towards the sideline for that to be a legal play, and he did.
Galen Zimmerman, the head coach of the Tigers, getting an explanation from the officials, and yeah, exactly. That's probably exactly what the Eagles did. They knew what they were doing. Nobody on the Dripping Springs side was even remotely close, and all the defensive player Dre Langhorn had to do was make the catch and walk into the end zone.
Yeah. Whenever when the holder, I guess it was Sparkman, when Sparkman popped up to make that throw, I was like, who is he throwing? Oh, there's Dre. I had no idea. But one of the advantages that you can do is have your team huddle, your special teams huddle, out past the numbers. And then he's reported out past the numbers. He can come back to the sideline whenever other people run out there and stop.
That was slick.
8:57 left to play in the 4th quarter, and the Eagles' trick play gives them the first lead of the ball game for Georgetown.
I love how excited Eagle Nation is right now. They are having a blast, safely, of course.
Salcedo will take a 3-yard charge straight on and send this one end over end, taken by O'Bannon at the 18-yard line. He'll get free down numbers, crosses the 30, and then is stopped short of the 35-yard line. And a nice defensive play to stop that any further by Grant Long.
Noah Maidlow
was also in on that. I like to give credit to a few people, and I usually see one. there tends to be a couple.
I sure wish O'Bannon would drop a football.
he did have 3 straight incompletions for a stretch into the 2nd quarter.
Listen to that crowd. How about it?
2 receivers on the left side, 2 men in the backfield with Novosad, and a handoff to Alford, and Alford is hitting the backfield, and this time Noah Maidlow was the first one to make the hit, and it's only a gain of 1.
You know, that 2-point conversion says we ain't going to overtime.
What would Rob say? Blue Storm defense is coming alive.
And you got to love the Blue Storm look that the Eagles have out there. Blue jerseys, blue pants, white numerals. On the other side, 2nd and 9 for Dripping Springs. Novosad will hand it off to Alford, and Alford is pushed from behind and stumbles across the 40-yard line for a solid gain there. And
it's improvement because you're seeing his jersey tugged as he goes through the line. So getting there, almost there.
It's a big 3rd down.
I wish Alford would drop a football.
3rd and 3. Eagles at the 40. Eagles trying to make a stop here. Dripping Springs at the 41-yard line. Alford gets the first down after a little bit of a push. The forward progress will be marked at the yard to gain, despite Emmanuel Obina trying to say the officials that they need to spot him short. And despite the initial hit made by the Eagles' Trent McConnell, that will be a first down at the 45-yard line. Dripping Springs still in their own territory.
Kelly, with 7:43 remaining, do you start looking at the clock and being concerned about, can our defense hold them right here and keep this from them from scoring?
Well, I think if they get down inside the 30, you do.
It's a wobbly snap taken by Novosad. He'll fire deep down the left sideline, and Bazell was stride for stride with Lawyer. No flag on the play, and that brings up second down. 2nd and 10 from the 44. Dripping Springs looking to go deep on that one and give a good job by Bazell for not allowing that to come anywhere close.
I'm surprised there was no flag because there was a lot of contact. Bazell got away with something out there.
That was incredible coverage by their senior Bazell.
Even though you're a homer, you call it fair both ways.
I try, man, but there's been a couple that were no calls against us that very easily could have been.
2nd and 10, ball at the 44-yard line. Dripping Springs in their own territory. Dropping back is Novosad. Scans to his left. He's under pressure. Hit as he throws. Throws it down the left side. Almost intercepted by Hunter Springer. And then off of the tip, almost intercepted by Bazell. And that brings up a big 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. But the Eagles almost had an interception to get off the field there.
My goodness.
That was number 5, Hunter Washington, and Matthew McCracken in the backfield, that sophomore quarterback causing him trouble and probably made that ball go off a little bit.
Man.
Play clock is down to 13 seconds here as Dripping Springs gets their orders from the sidelines. Under 10 seconds now as Novosad will line up in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right. Alford is in the backfield, play action, dropping back is Novosad, throws to the right side. It is caught and close to the yard to gain as Duncan comes down with it at the 45 in Eagles territory, and that will be a gain of 11 and puts Dripping Springs in Georgetown territory.
That was a big completion for Dripping Springs, and if they get one more first down, then I think Georgetown starts thinking about taking some timeouts.
The Eagles have 3 timeouts, as do the Tigers. 7 minutes straight up to play in the 4th quarter. Dripping Springs in Georgetown territory at the 45-yard line. New set of downs. Trips left, a single receiver to the right. Novosad will drop back. He's under pressure immediately. Hits a man. It's Alford on a screen, and then he is brought down by Aiden Valencia after a short gain of 3 yards.
Nice job of breaking that up. The offensive linemen let the defensive lineman through, and that's when you know a screen's coming. But sometimes the recognition that, boy, that sure was easy getting to the backfield comes a little too late.
As it was a screen that time, 2nd and 7, ball at the 42-yard line in Eagles territory. Dripping Springs. Novosad will hand it off to Alford, and Alford is wrapped up by Noah Maidlow, and I think it's a tackle for half a yard loss and brings up 3rd and 8. And man, the Eagles defense just needs to get to this stop on 3rd down. It's already been twice that the Tigers have converted 3rd down on this drive.
Bring some pressure, bring some pressure.
3rd and 8 from the 43. Trips left, single receiver to the right. Alford in the backfield with Novosad, who drops back for a pass, quick throw to the right side. Incomplete, intended for Duncan. Flags come in on the play, and the Eagles, even though they celebrated for the 3rd down stop for a moment, I think this is going to be a new set of downs for Dripping Springs. And that's just a backbreaker for Georgetown.
Yeah, number 24, Espinoza on the coverage. I do agree we do need to get a break here because I'm seeing the D linemen have got their hands on their hips. We need to give them a break.
It's called pass interference, and that's a 15-yard penalty and a new set of downs, and that moves the ball all the way to the 28-yard line. 3 straight 3rd down conversions for Dripping Springs. It's crazy how close this game is here with 5:51 left to play in the 4th quarter. Eagles only up 1 off of a 2-point conversion. 2 receivers to the left, a single receiver to the right, a tight end on that right side. It's a handoff to Alford on the stretch play, and he is hit by Hunter Springer and then brought down by Hunter Springer for a loss behind the 35-yard line. They'll mark him down to the 38, and that's a solid loss of about 8 yards on 1st down.
Boy, that was a great play by Hunter, just hanging on to him and then bringing him to the ground. The first, again, he has been difficult to bring down one-on-one, and that was a big tackle.
I beg your pardon on my bad math. It's now 2nd and 15. Novosad will hand it off, and it's O'Bannon who gets past the trenches and gets across the 30 to the 27-yard line before he is brought down on the play by Hector Montoya. And this is another third down.
And that's that same play they've run. That's the third time we've seen him hand it off to him like that.
They're having a great deal of success over there running inside of Kyle Curry, big number 75.
Clock moving here, 4:50 left to play in the fourth quarter. Big third down, 3rd and 3, and O'Bannon gets the handoff again. He gets through the trenches and gets the first down as Aiden Valencia makes the tackle at the 20-yard line.
I mean, he's their guy, you know. You're going to give it to him, whether you're going to pass it to him or hand it off to him, right, Kelly?
Yeah. Yeah, you put the ball in his hands, he's carried you all day.
All season, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, he had, 400-plus receiving yards, maybe more, 6 touchdowns that last game against Seguin.
This whole drive has been third down conversions for Dripping Springs. 2 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, 1st and 10 from the 20. Novosad hands it off to Alford, and Alford gets around left end before he is hit by Emmanuel Obina and brought down by Trent McConnell. McConnell a little slow to get up. He'll be okay, and that's a gain of 5 on first down.
So going for 2, throwing it out there to the hidden linebacker out there might be a big one. If they're able to score here and we go down and score, if they don't convert 2, we go down and score, kick an extra point, but we're still up by 1.
They might as well go for 2 no matter what in this situation, I suppose.
Oh, they absolutely will.
Yeah. 2nd and 5. I'm not getting too far ahead of myself from the 15-yard line. Dripping Springs in the shotgun. It's Novosad. O'Bannon goes in motion, and it's a handoff to Alford. Alford is wrapped up at the trenches by McConnell, but he's still able to fall forward to the 10-yard line. That should move the chains and make it 1st and goal from the 10.
Boy, that clock's going to start being an issue now.
3rd and inches now instead.
Yeah.
That's why I said what I said just a minute ago is I'm starting to think about if they score, we've got to score.
Well, and if you'll notice in his last 2 drives, we've quit bringing pressure.
Right. All right, now the Eagle Nation's back on their feet, making as much noise, 3rd and short.
42-41, 3:05 up to play in the fourth quarter. Eagles up by 1 here. Dripping Springs trying to retake the lead. 3rd and inches from the 11, and tripping up is Alford.
Wow.
And this is a tough situation as he trips up in the backfield. No gain on the play. In fact, just a very half-inch moved back brings up 4th down, and both teams have 3 timeouts left. I think this is Dripping Springs using one here, and it looks like we have a flag on the field. No, that's a football. I beg your pardon. It looks like a flag because of the shadow. First time that we're playing a day game here. I think this is the first day game I've broadcast in a while, so I'm seeing a lot of yellow that I usually don't, in part because Dripping Springs is maroon and yellow, and the Eagles burning their first time out here. The Tigers have all 3, 2:51 left, and
Dripping Springs has to go for it.
Of course they have to go for it.
They have to.
They can't not.
Yeah, they can't count on getting the ball back.
Right.
Kicking a field goal, getting the ball back.
And we have 3 guys that can run the ball.
Yeah.
So once we get the ball back, it's ours to control at that point, being up by 1. If they don't take advantage of this right here, advantage Georgetown, big time. So if our defense comes up with this, you're going to see the defense coming off the field very excited, and the stadium's going to go nuts.
Well, and here's the reason I'm not a coach. I'm sending the house rushing on this play, and I am selling my soul on man-to-man coverage on the corners, and I am bringing the house to fill every running lane available.
This could be the biggest play of the game to this point. 4th and less than a yard from the 11. Novosad has 2 men in the backfield with him. He clears out Alford. We'll give to O'Bannon, and O'Bannon is stopped short of the 10. It's a turnover on downs. Eagles take over at their own 11.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my gosh.
What a defensive stand.
This is what we've wanted the Georgetown defense to do all year. They did it. The defense was going to be the difference in this game, and they did it. Congratulations, Georgetown defense, Coach Pat and those guys. Holy cow, they're excited.
Man, there's going to be a lot of yards for the Dripping Spring offense, but they're going to be 1 yard short that they really needed.
Hold on to the ball.
We got 3 timeouts. Drip has 3 timeouts.
You've got Ross. You've got Edie. You've got Denny. You've got Darson, who's probably got approaching 200 yards on the ground, maybe.
2:47 left to play in the fourth quarter. Herman will not be in the shotgun. It's a direct snap to Denny, and Denny tries to bounce outside, and he's actually tackled for a loss. The ball comes loose. It's picked up by Dripping Springs, but they're going to mark forward progress at the 9, and that is a break for Georgetown.
Oh, my God.
Heart stops there if you're Eagles fans when you see that was almost a fumble recovered at the 1. Instead, Georgetown will have to wait another moment here for Dripping Springs to call a timeout. 2:33 left to play in this fourth quarter. And, wow, did your heart come out of your chest right there, boys?
I was like, oh, no.
These microphones better be vomit-proof because I'm about to puke. Good night.
Oh, no, that was just way too close. What did we just say? I'm not going to say it. It's a broadcaster's curse. Yeah, I didn't knock on wood.
There's wood right here.
Yeah, or fake wood or anything. Oh, my gosh.
So let's try this again. 2nd and 11.
And
ball at the 9.
All right, Herman's back there.
Now Herman is there for the pistol formation. He has Denny behind him. Trips to the right, a single receiver to the left, and Cade Lachlan. And Herman's going to change the play with 19 seconds on the play clock. Clock stopped at 2:33 here. Eagles ahead by 1, 42-41. It's a fumble again. Herman will jump on top of this and get to the 5. And, oh, my goodness, just some jitters from the Eagles here. Such a big defensive momentum play, but back-to-back times the ball hits the turf. One saved by forward progress, another one saved by Herman jumping on top of it. And now the Eagles behind the chains on 3rd down. And it will be a timeout called on the floor going towards Dripping Springs side. So they're down to their final timeout left in their pocket. So Eagles have 2.
And they're looking at 2:26.
You've got to run the football here and make them burn that 3rd timeout.
You think that's what they're going to do? You don't want to pick up the first down. You're just saying burn the time.
Because if it's an incompletion, then you're giving them an extra timeout to work with on the clock on their next drive. If we wind up having a punt, you got to make them burn that 3rd timeout. Because that takes away the middle of the field a lot. You got to get.
Well, there's still 2:26 left to play. So if the Eagles were to not pass on this play and run and then punt, that's still plenty of time for the Tigers, even if they do want to burn their timeout here and keep the Eagles from using the full 40-second play clock. I don't know. It's just a tough situation here for Coach Griffin after such a big momentum play, getting the stop on 4th down. Now the Eagles offense behind the sticks at the 5.
Well, and if you make them burn that timeout, then they have to. Nah.
We'll see what they do. Darson Herman on his own goal line here. We'll give it to Denny. Denny on the end around, look for space to run on the left side, gets to the 10-yard line, and he's pushed out of bounds, and that stops the clock.
No, he wound the clock.
They're wounding the clock. There you go. Well, that's a break for the Eagles, and I think that might will lead to the Tigers taking their final timeout with 2:13 left to play in the 4th. And even though Denny did get pushed out of bounds, they do mark him out. So, hey, that's a break for the Eagles because I saw it differently.
The only way that the line judge can say the clock should not have stopped was to say his forward progress stopped prior to going out of bounds, but I didn't see that. And I think that's a mistake on the line judge's part that cost Dripping Springs their final timeout.
And that was on the opposite side of the field from Dripping Springs, so you don't really see them up in arms about it. So here it is, 42-41. Eagles ahead by 1, 2:13 left to play in the 4th. Eagles will have to punt from their own
goal line.
Call it the 11. Yeah, the kick will have to come out of the goal line for Lachlan, and that means it's more than likely that Dripping Springs will start off in plus territory.
Yeah, and Cade doesn't have the strongest leg.
He didn't kick it far. He kicks it up.
And Hudson is back deep to receive. He's backpedaling to the 45-yard line. Lachlan will put his boot into it at the 1-yard line, and it'll take a bounce at the 37, and the Eagles will down it at the 35, call it the 36-yard line, and a short field to work with 2:03 left to play in the 4th. The Eagles only ahead 1, and if you wanted
drama.
Cardiac, you wanted drama in this situation. A chance for the area round. On the line here, the final 2:03 in the Extraco Banks 4th quarter.
Do you let them score quick?
Nope.
And then No.
I'm opposed to that every time.
No, never let them score quick. You just had to stop on 4th down.
Yeah.
Ball on the 36-yard line. Dripping Springs in Georgetown territory. Trips to the left, a single receiver to the right. Alford lined up to the left of Novosad. He'll make a quick pass over to the right side. It is caught by Duncan, and Duncan is wrapped up at the 30-yard line. He stumbles forward for a couple more after being tackled by Eric Espinoza and is officially down at the 29-yard line to pick up a 7 on 1st down.
My goodness.
They call it 8. Give him the 28-yard line, and another handoff to Alford, and Alford gets to the 25 and is pushed forward to the 23-yard line after being wrapped up, and it's a new 1st down for Dripping Springs, and the clock stops to move the chains at 1:32, and they picked it back up here, and
Eagles have 2 timeouts.
Dripping Springs trying to tempo here. It's a handoff to Alford. He's stretched over to the right side, and he's knocked out of bounds by Trent McConnell after a pickup of 2 yards to the 20-yard line. They'll go and give him 3 and brings up 2nd and 7.
Great getting them out of bounds. You
want him to stay inbounds, make that clock run.
But we need to stop them.
Yeah.
Maybe not. If the Dripping Springs is also playing against the clock here, down by 1, 42-41, 1:20 left to play in the 4th quarter. 2 men in the backfield with Novosad. He'll hand it off to Alford on a stretch play to the left side. He turns the corner at the 20, and then he bounces around. The ball comes loose, and Aaron Bazell jumped on top of it. Let's see if he comes up with it at the bottom of the pile. Oh, man. Alford was the one who came up with it, and there's also an injured Eagle on the field. Hopefully he's okay. That is Colton Washington, and what could have potentially been the ball game stops the clock here at 1:02 left to play for the injury. And
sorry, Carl.
No worries.
I jumped over you on
this is a big
my
play.
Excitement.
They're going to keep the clock going again. Clock picks back up. 1 minute left to play in the by-district round. It's 3rd down, a handoff to O'Bannon. He picks up the 1st down following his right side of the line to the 11-yard line, and new set of downs. The clock stops at 52 seconds to move the chains.
Timeout, Georgetown.
Yeah, Georgetown will take the timeout here with 52 seconds left, and a field goal could win it.
Yeah.
So you've been talking about Coleman Chapman's leg today, Kelly, and you know, this is a situation where, in a weird way, the Tigers really could kind of use one possession to get the clock down and another run play to get the ball where they wanted the field, kill the clock, and on 4th down, try and win it.
Yep. Move it to the middle of the field, run a couple of plays, run that clock down, and then spike the ball on 3rd down. Stop the clock.
That almost turnover on the fumble, so huge now that Alford was able to jump on top of it. Preston Alford, who's been a crazy good player for them today, saved them and potentially sets them up for the game winner.
And the 22-day layoff with the cobwebs for our offensive, the exchanges between Darson and his running backs has been a big deal today.
Well, let's see what we got here. This could be the ball game here. Final 52 seconds, and that timeout by the Eagles, brings them down to their last one. Novosad, play action, looking for the end zone, throws to the right side. It is caught, and a score there from Garen Duncan with 48 seconds left. It's the Tigers who take the lead.
All right, well, we got 1 timeout. Big, strong quarterback.
Yeah, 48 seconds. Can he run the field in 48 seconds?
47-42 is the score. As we noted earlier in the broadcast, Dripping Springs pretty much has to go for it. No point in just kicking through the point after attempt. So they have a huddle here, and they're getting ready to go.
Pick 2 would be huge.
Novosad in the shotgun. He'll drop back, scans across the field, throws to the right side. It's completed by O'Bannon, and he backpedals into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. And now the Tigers up 49-42, 48 seconds left to play here in the 4th quarter. And I imagine a squib kick is coming up here for Georgetown.
Wow. Well, we said at the beginning of the game that this was the premier game in Central Texas, and it's proved to be that.
Almost the turnover on downs, you look back at that and you go, you know, that was really cool, but we had really bad field position. If they'd have scored, I don't know, maybe would have given us more time on the clock to go down and score. I don't know.
Well, it can't change anything except for the fact that it's 48 seconds and the Eagles have one timeout left. 49-42, Dripping Springs with the lead, and
down by 7.
Yeah, so many big plays in this game. The Eagles were down 14-0 at the end of the first quarter. They were able to claw their way to a 42-41 lead for their first advantage of the ball game. And now the Hands crew is out there ready for anything, as I get the feeling Coleman Chapman might want to squib kick this one. He did that earlier with a little bit of success, but he could also send it deep. Bradford and Denny back deep waiting to receive for this kickoff. And it will be a squib kick that'll take a roll to the 30, and Fithian gets it, and it rolls out of bounds. I suppose he touched it, and then it goes out of bounds. The officials talking things over with Dripping Springs real quick. I think they might want to talk on whether it's an illegal procedure or where it went out of bounds exactly.
Well, if Tyler didn't get on it before it went out of bounds, then it would have been an illegal procedure, and I think that's what the discussion was, but he obviously hit it before it went out of bounds.
Yeah, and that keeps the possession with Georgetown, and they'll start this drive at the 28-yard line with 47 seconds left to play in the ball game.
You know, it'd be interesting if Tyler knew about it and thought about it. If he'd go stand with one of his feet out of bounds and touch the ball, then it's illegal
Our
procedure.
offense is the big deal this year, right? Our playbook is 100%, guys, right?
Well, let's see. It's 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Empty backfield for Herman. Herman will drop back, scans across the middle of the field, throws it deep down the right side, and into double coverage, incomplete. And looking for a flag is Nate Denny. He's not going to get one. That one was almost intercepted, as Alford, who we talked about as the star running back, also playing free safety, almost came up with a pick.
I don't like that, boy. That went into triple coverage, and we're just lucky that ball wasn't picked off.
The incompletion stops the clock at 40 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter. Pistol look here for Herman. 2 receivers on both sides as Petter goes in motion. Herman will throw a quick pass out to the flat. It's caught by Bradford at the 30. Shakes free a defender and gets out of bounds at the 33-yard line for a short gain of 5. And 3rd and 5 here for the Eagles. 33 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter.
Still one timeout remaining for the Eagles.
2 receivers stacked on either side. Pistol formation. It's Edey behind Darson Herman. 3rd and 5. Herman passes over to the right side, completed to Bradford across midfield, and he runs out of bounds just short of the 40 in Dripping Springs territory. And the clock stops at 28 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter, and he's down officially at the 41-yard line.
We still got one timeout. The entire field is open.
Not only can we run the ball at will, but we can pass at will because of our seniors out there with Lachlan, Fithian, and Bradford.
Trips left, single receiver to the right. 1st and 10, Eagles in Tigers territory at the 41-yard line. Pistol formation, Herman in the shotgun. He has Edey behind him. He gets new instructions. Play clock down to 15 seconds. 49-42, Eagles trying to get back into this ball game as they trail in the end of the fourth quarter here. Herman breaks away from some pressure and then completes the pass over the middle. It is caught by Brandon Bradford for a borrow from Morrow first down, just shy of the Smoothie King red zone at the 21-yard line. Eagles looking to tempo here with a new set of downs. The clock still moving at 18 seconds. They kill the clock. Spike there from Herman to save that one timeout left. 17 seconds left here in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter, and the Eagles need a touchdown.
Smart there, not taking that timeout, spiking the ball, because you've got the whole field is available still.
And all 4 downs in any situation.
Yes,
2 receivers on both sides. Fithian goes in motion. Herman will drop back for a pass, throws to the left side. It's caught by Lachlan. He gets a little space on the left sideline and scampers to the 12 and is just shy of the first down. And either way, the most important thing is that there's 12 seconds left on the clock.
3rd down.
3rd and 1, but the Eagles looking for the end zone here. Trips left, a single man in the backfield is Edey. 2 receivers to the right side. Herman will drop back. Has time to throw. Looks for the end zone. Fithian makes the catch, and he's pushed out of bounds. Incomplete.
6 seconds, Carl. Flag. Flag.
We have the flag coming in on the play. Let's see what this is about. This is well after the play, actually, I should say.
Maybe unsportsmanlike conduct.
Oh, sideline warning, I think.
Oh. Yeah, they got the whole team down at the 10-yard line. Probably ought to scoot them back. They're as excited as we are. Oh, my goodness.
It's 4th and 1 now. This is the play. 6 seconds left. This is the ball game here, and the Eagles will use their final timeout.
This is the season.
You've got people down there hugging each other. They're so worked up in the stands. It's crazy. Almost everybody's on their feet.
Fithian caught that in the end zone, but was pushed out of bounds because he had to catch it on the jump. So he could not get feet established in the end zone for the score. Otherwise, that is an extra point away from tying this ball game up. Unbelievable.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
So, you remember Burnt Champion, just like this, defensive offsides, refs ran off the field. Do you remember that down in San Antonio in 2015?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what happens here. 6 seconds left. Eagles trail 49-42. They need to find the end zone on 4th and 1. Herman has 2 receivers stacked on either side. Denny is the man of the backfield who is motioned over to the right of Herman. Herman will look to pass, scans to the right side, lobs it up for the end zone, and it is incomplete.
Timeout.
There is no time left on the game, no flags on the field, and Dripping Springs defeats the Georgetown Eagles 49-42.
And their coaches are standing on the table.
Dripping Springs celebrates the victory, and what a hard-fought victory this was for Dripping Springs. The Georgetown Eagles come back from down 14-0 to take a 42-41 lead. Couple plays in the end zone just resulted in incompletions, with the closing moments of the ball game happening here in the Extraco Banks fourth quarter. And just a heartbreaker of a way for the season to end for the Georgetown Eagles.
Boy, that's a great football game, but we're about to say goodbye to 10 starters and a whole bunch of veteran seniors. They have been a blast to watch. Congratulations to those young men for their fight all season and the seasons they've been on this field, and it's just sad to see it end like this for this group of seniors. A great bunch of kids.
Guys, it was an honor working with y'all all season long. Tough way for the season to end, as Dripping Springs, even though they had quite this regular season overall, they come into this matchup as the 3rd seed, and the Eagles the 2 seed from District 11 5A. Just a loss for words, because that was a really fun football game, but we're the team broadcast for the Georgetown Eagles, and that's a little deflating on just how an exciting football game comes to the end and the Eagles season comes to the end.
It is. It's been a great, fun season, and guys, I have enjoyed being with y'all this season, and it's been an honor to be with you guys and a blast, and appreciate all y'all's hard work and Cole's hard work and
Tara McConnell, who was our camera operator.
Yeah, and for our viewers on YouTube, we appreciate you guys sticking with us through this game, even though we didn't have video rights for this broadcast. But I see a lot of familiar names in the chat, and you guys have been following us all season, and we appreciate you.
Final score here is 49-42, the final score. And David, go ahead. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, Kelly, you're right. We lose a lot of veterans on this team. Almost everybody that was starting was returning. 56 seniors on this squad, but next year we'll have just as many seniors, because we have 5 football teams here at Georgetown with the 2 JV teams and the 2 freshman teams. So we've got a huge program. Hats off to these coaches for us to be able to get to this point with their leadership and encouraging these young men to do the right thing and be safe, be careful, play for each other and stuff like that. And your heart goes out to these kids. They really, we've been talking about it all year, a lot of aspirations of good things because the offensive playbook was at 100%. It was just amazing the potential that this team, had and has. But so yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure being in the booth and covering you up sometimes, Carl.
No worries.
Getting a little excited. Kelly and I are homers and look forward to helping out next year in any capacity. So
that's right. The next football game will be next year, unfortunately, for these Georgetown Eagles. They briefly held a 42-41 lead, and
there's Cooper Bell.
Doesn't quite see it, but
yep.
Just a fun season working with you guys. Wish it had a little bit more of a storybook ending, but losing in the by-district round, the Georgetown Eagles head off of Birkelbach Field for the final time this year after a 49-42 victory from the Dripping Springs Tigers. Go ahead.
Big thank you to the Bearded Wonder
for
allowing Kelly to use all the graphics, and shout out to Kelly for putting together all of those pregame shows, the countless hours that he put in work into that. It really made our broadcast this year, and we heard a lot of great feedback. We had coaches from other schools would say they would tune into the broadcast just to check us out. So there's been so many people that have helped us out this year and partnerships and stuff like that, and we really appreciate all of our sponsors, helping us put this show on this year. And thank you to Coach Griffin and his staff and Coach Dean for allowing us the honor to showcase these kids and promote these kids in a hopefully we hope is a very high manner. And but good stuff. Eagle fight never dies.
No, it doesn't. And would either of y'all like to say any final words before we sign off and go to the UIL commercial?
Well, I just appreciate the opportunity to, like Dave said, showcase these kids, and it's a lot of fun to sit up here and talk football and have a blast, and we'll see you next season.
All righty. Well, big thank you to Cole Smith for being our producer, David England and Kelly Duvall, the dueling color analysts this afternoon. Tara McConnell, who was our camera operator this season, obviously no video, so she's not here with us. I've been Carl Schoening. Have a good rest of your Saturday, everybody.
Meet Josh.
Hi, everybody.
Josh is a high school basketball player, solid shooter, great teammate.
Hey, don't forget my tenacious D.
And he's my son.
Oh.
So, what does Josh do to be the best basketball player he can be?
I play tennis.
Studies show that student athletes here in Texas who play more than one high school sport are more likely to excel. Tennis does more than improve Josh's conditioning. It gives him a fresh competitive outlet, reduces the risk of injury by cross-training, and introduces him to different coaching techniques and new friends.
Don't get me wrong, hoops are my first love. Tennis just gives me a little break.
So when the new season begins, Josh isn't burned out on basketball. He's eager to play, and you can see the difference in his game.
This message presented by the Texas University Interscholastic League and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.